What's up? Ghost Fictions is here, and we're back again. This is the second part of a story where Issei become the successor of Sung Jin-woo. But before we start, please consider subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. Don't forget to check the description for more informations. Also, this is a translate version, you may find some mistakes, specifically in the character's gender. Issei of course is a male, this time no changes in the genders. Now, let's get into part 2. Days later, after a secret alliance with the Yokai faction, the 3 members of the new faction were in their territory training as usual. They had been like this for a few hours until Irina received a call, and at the end she saw her 2 companions. Ichino say, "Irina, something's wrong." "Irina, Kunu called me and informed me of Yasaka's kidnapping." Issei, "You have an idea of who it was?" Irina, "No, but we have to go since not many people know about the kidnapping at the moment." Issei, "I understand, and what else?" Irina, "The demons are there too since they are on a school trip." Issei, "I understand." Ichino say, "Now that I think about it, we stopped going to the academy. My mother will kill me." Having a shiver when remembering how serious her mother was. Issei, "I know you'll find a way out." Ichino say, "So what's the plan?" Issei, "I'll leave this mission to both of you." Ichino say, "Great. I haven't stretched my muscles in a while." Issei, "I know there will be some alliance leaders and I have a feeling they will bother them." Irina, "So?" Issei, "Just don't kill them. We're still ready for such a big battle, and if you want to see me, call me." Ichino say, "That's how it will be." Giving her a kiss on the cheek and starting to walk. Irina did the same and followed her companion. It didn't take long for both of them to reach their destination, where they went straight to their friend, since they had been introduced to each other for some time and got along well. Ichino say, "Tell us how much time has passed." Kunu, 2 days and the demons already found out what happened." Irina, "How?" Kunu, "Serafal is our friend and well," she informed her companions. Irina, "Do you have any idea who they were?" Kunu, "Everything happened very quickly and the only thing I can say is that they are strong." Ichino say, "You know how many there were?" Kunu, "I don't know if it was all of them or half of their group." Irina, "The important thing is to find Yasaka, so we'll go look for her." Kunu, "I would like to go, but I have to take my sister's place for the moment." Both girls nodded and set off. A few hours passed and there was no result. But at that moment they came across the group they least wanted to see. Ren, "Long time no see, girls." Ichino say, "What a pity, it was such a beautiful day, but just seeing your hideous face made it cloudy." Kenji, "What are you doing here?" Ichino say, "What do you care?" Sona, "Don't you have any manners?" Ichino say, "I have them, but towards people who think not with idiots." Rias, "With that attitude things will go very badly for you and you know it." Ichino say, "Look how I tremble." Pretending to tremble while giving her a horrified face, provoking the Redit's fury. Irina, "Now that I think about it, what are you doing here if this trip is for second-year students?" Rias, "Influences." Ichino say, "I understand in a few words you ask your brother for help, right?" One of them was about to answer, but then they noticed how time stopped and a person appeared in front of the group. Ichino say, "Wow, do you really like to eavesdrop?" Ren, "Who are you?" How cow. "Someone of little importance who will show you how weak you all are." Ichino say, "Another one with that Lucifer's attitude. Maybe all my enemies will have to act like they have a stick up their ass." How cow. "You lack a lot of education, woman. But don't worry, I'll teach you." Ichino say, Yes, whatever you say." Letting out a sigh and taking a fighting stance. How cow on the other hand just started laughing at what he was seeing. How cow. "I was expecting to see the sister of the Yokai leader, but luckily for me, she's not here. Instead, there's a group of dirty demons." Kenji, "Those will be your last words." Launching himself towards his enemy only to receive an attack from Cao Cao that sent him back to his post. Ichino say, "That's what you get for acting like an idiot, ha 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 ha." Cao Cao, "I just came to say hello and to tell the current Yokai leader that her sister will soon be back." Letting out a big laugh and then leaving the place, leaving a great silence. While both young women were upset to hear such words and without paying attention to the complaints of others, they left the place to give their report. After telling Kunu what they heard from Cao Cao, they noticed her sadness, but she could N''T do anything as the current leader. Both girls left again to continue their search, but not before informing their king. Ichino say, "And that happened?" Issei, "I understand, and if something happens call me." Irina, "Where are you?" Issei, "In a high-level dungeon." Ichino say, "It's not fair, I wanted to go too." Issei, "I'm sorry, but this one isn't like the others." But well, I'll leave it for now and look for a way out in case you need my help. Issei. Don't worry, we'll solve it. And with that said, they ended the call. Irina. You're sorry, aren't you? Issei. Yeah, and that group of idiots found the enemy. We better go too. Irina. What are we going to do? Issei. What we like the most is destroying everything in our path. They both bumped fists and headed into battle. Some time later they arrived at their destination only to see their friend in her kitsune form and how Saji tried to control her, but it was impossible. Irina. It comes up. Just as she said that a large dragon appeared behind her. Irina. Jormungandr. Please hold Yusaka for a while we look for a way to return her to normal. The great dragon just nodded and took flight. While Issei activated her armor as did Irina and both launched into the attack. Irina went to help Zenobia who was fighting two swordsmen. Irina. Get some rest. Zenobia didn't say anything and continued fighting alongside her former partner. Issei. Hello again. How cow. So you're the current Securite. This will be fun. Issei took out a spear from her pocket dimension and pointed it at Cao. Issei. I hope you amuse me a little because the truth is that I have not humiliated someone for a long time. Cao. Your words are very big, aren't you afraid of death? Issei just let out a loud laugh. Issei. If I die I have a feeling my king would resurrect me again just to kill me himself. Cao. Then if that's the case, you'll die at my hands. Issei. Today is a great day to die. They both launched into the attack and collided their spears causing a small crack in their feet. The battle between heroes and demons and the new faction was taking place where the main protagonists were Issei and Irina. Siegfried. You're not that bad at fighting, brat. Using all his swords to try to kill Irina, but it was in vain. Irina. During this time I spent time training like I had never done before in my life. Leaping towards and deactivating his dark form. Jean. Maybe you're tired already. Irina just formed a slight smile. Irina. I am the queen of one of the most powerful beings in this world and as such my duty is to be on her level. Where the shadows began to envelop her while the Grimory and Citri group looked at that with some astonishment. Irina. I'm not going to tarnish his name. Showing off her new version, leaving several people fascinated plus Issei, who knew of her effort. Irina. He won't hold me back. Summoning his sword again and going on the attack against both of them. Issei on the other hand just smiled seeing Cao's annoyed expression. Issei. So you're tired now, if that's the case, you can go. Cao. You talk a lot, perhaps you forget what weapon I have in my hands. Issei. A spear with a lot of power, but unfortunately its user is trash. Cao, hearing that, launched an attack with even more fury since he was being underestimated and noticed that his rival had deactivated his armor. Issei. I thought you would fight me, but seeing how slow you are I better not ask my partner for help. Meanwhile Jormungandr had Yusaka on the ground unconscious, while Georg was upset that his plans had been destroyed with the arrival of two people. Cao, noticing that reinforcements would soon arrive, decided to retreat. Cao. Next time you won't get out alive, Securite. Issei. You should be happy that you're leaving alive right now. Giving him a mocking smile making Cao more upset, but he left it at that. While both swordsmen were upset with one person as they were injured by Irina. Minutes later Jormungandr disappeared and Yusaka returned to her human form, leaving the Haidu brothers surprised by her beauty. Both Irina and Issei went to help their friend while help arrived, being Seraphil with Kunu and Azazel. Minutes later Yusaka recovered and thanked the young people for their help, while the rest waited for her to discuss the alliance. Seraphil. Where is Issei-kun? Irina. In a safe place so they don't try to do anything to her. Seraphil. I see. Noticing how the door opened and Yusaka and all the young people entered. Issei. And what are you doing here? Riaz. We have every right to be here too so shut up. Issei. It's been a long day and I still have to see you, but what can I do? Kunu. Time to discuss why there are two faction leaders in our territory. Azazel. They already know our intentions and what they say. Yusaka. We need to discuss it with our ally first. Both representatives were surprised to hear that, as were the young people. Seraphil. What faction? Yusaka. The Shadow faction. Azazel. I don't know that. Issei. It's because it's new. Seraphil. Who is the leader? Issei. Our king. Azazel. We have to talk to him since we don't know who he is. Ren. Don't tell me he's protecting that useless Issei. Irina. That's none of your business. Yusaka. Girls you could call him. Before any of them could answer the door opened only to reveal a masked man. Issei. Hello everyone. Sona. Who are you? Issei, Yusaka's ally. Going to the table and taking a seat between both girls who approached him a little. Azazel. Take off your mask, it's not appropriate. Issei. I can't do it. In the past I suffered a burn on my face that completely disfigured me. Serafal. I understand. But to get to the point, you are in favor of joining the alliance. Issei. I refuse. Serafal. Why? Issei. Shidu Issei is under my care, and if I join that alliance the counselors will ask for his head, and I promise to take care of them. Henji. Pathetic. Azazel. I don't care what his fears are with the demons, but we need all the help we can get. Issei. What do you two think? Irina. They will be very annoying. Ichinose. Also, they'll ask for Issei and I don't want that or else it would bother me. Issei. I promise to take care of the young man only if they became part of my entourage. Serafal. Speaking of which, how did you get the evil pieces? Issei. They are similar, but I created these. And it is to help my soldiers in the future. Azazel. Interesting how you did it. He said it out of curiosity, since he also wanted to create something similar. Issei. It's a secret. But you've already heard my allies' answer so I refuse. But Yusaka and Kunu must have another opinion. Yusaka. It sounds good to have help, but we rely on our ally. Kunu. I say the same thing. And how can I not trust my fiancé? Issei upon hearing that opened his eyes wide, which no one noticed because of the mask, while both girls didn't know what to say because of what they heard. Yusaka just laughed a little at what happened, while the group of young demons were in shock. But two brothers were upset to hear that since they wanted both kitsunes. Azazel. How about we do something? Issei. I hear you. Coming out of his astonishment. Azazel. A rating game between our best young players against your group. Issei. Interesting. Continue. Azazel. If we win, you will join the alliance without saying anything. Issei. And if I win? Serafal. What do you want? Issei. I have some names in mind. And if I win, I'll be given those people. Serafal. What are you saying? She said it annoyed because she didn't like it. Issei. I will put my army in the front and just so you know, they are not afraid of death. Summoning Fenrir only that just by doing so he began to grow to a large size, being the same as the room, leaving most in shock. Issei. You will not have any losses in your battles. I think it is a fair trade since I want trustworthy people by my side to guide my soldiers. Azazel. Sounds good. Issei. Good. Azazel. I hope you are ready for battle because it will not be as easy as you think. Issei. It doesn't matter. Getting up from her seat and heading to the exit with her companions. Issei. See you another time, pair of kitsunes. They both just nodded and then the group of three disappeared. Ren. Serafal-sama, I wish to fight with that guy. Serafal. We need to talk to the others. I don't know how they'll react to such recent behavior. Yusaka. I trust him so I wish you guys luck. Azazel. Now that I think about it, what's his name? Yusaka. Son Jin-woo. Both leaders thought to see if they knew that name, but nothing came to mind. Some time later the group retreated to the underworld for the news. The group of three arrived at their base where upon doing so both girls started laughing. Issei. What's wrong with you guys? Ichinose. Well, it will be fun to fight them, and I have a feeling those two will be there. Issei. Don't hesitate. Taking off the mask. Irina. You hide your aura as well as possible. Issei. It's because of the mask so I have a double identity, one where I cause problems and another where I am a normal young man. Ichinose. Of course you're cool while we're in trouble. Outing at Issei where he gave her a smile and patted her head, Ichinose slowly changed her expression into one of satisfaction. Ichinose. I forgive you. Irina. How easy. Ichinose. Then Issei will never pet your head. Irina. It's a lie. Going to Issei expecting the same thing, he for his part let out a sigh and nodded. Issei. I'll be gone for a few days. Both of them, upon hearing that, separated from their caresses and stared at him. Irina. Why? Issei. I have a key to use. Ichinose. We can go with you, it will be faster. Issei. No. They also have to prepare for the raiding game. Ichinose. But we don't know when it will be yet and I want to fight. Issei. It's good to take a break from time to time. You both have fought hard and deserve it. Ichinose. Okay. Irina. How long will you be gone? Issei. It can't be days or weeks, it depends on how far it goes. Irina. You know how it is. Issei. I previously went to investigate and well it's not as easy as I thought. Ichinose. I have to find something to distract myself with. Issei entered the house where both followed him and once there Issei gave her a note. When she read it, she was surprised by the names written on it. Issei. And this. Issei. They will help us in the future. And sending some shadows to observe them, and believe me, they will help us. Issei. It can't be for any other reason. Well, he narrowed his eyes as he found it suspicious. Issei. Not at all. Irina. Do you think they are in favor of this? Issei. The leaders will have a long talk, but Yusaka will soon inform them of the answer. Issei. Fine, I'll let him know your answer. Irina. When you leave. Issei. Right now. Taking the backpack from the couch and leaving the house. Issei. Don't get into trouble. Issei. We don't promise anything. Irina. I'll take care of her. Issei. Hey, I'm not a child. Irina. You want cake? Issei. Yes. Irina. A girl. At that moment Irina ran off since Issei had gotten upset. Issei on the other hand didn't say anything and continued on his way. 2 days later the leaders of the 4 factions were in the meeting room. Auden. And how did it go? Serafal. Refused. Those present were surprised to hear such a response, as they had not expected it. Successor. Why? They have just been attacked, they should know the danger there is. Serafal. That's just. Azazel. They have an ally. Michael. Who? Azazel. A new faction. Successor. That's weird, really, but you know what they're like. Azazel. The current Securite is with them, and to make matters worse, she is the leader's queen. Ajuka. Queen, what do you mean? Azazel. That guy has an evil peace game. He created them himself, and I'm actually curious to know how. Serafal. There are only 3 members in his faction, and the others are Shido Irina and Haidu Issei. The leader is protecting him, that's why the Securite is with him. Successor. What the hell are you planning? Don't you know that it takes a lot of people to have a faction? Azazel. That guy has an army, as he told me, and he's not afraid of death, and to top it off, he has Fenrir under his command, but he's stronger than before. Auden. Who could that guy be? Serafal. I don't know, but Azazel made him a proposal. Ajuka. What would it be? Azazel. A raiding game. They're soldiers against our best young people, so it's not fair. Successor. Sounds good, but. Serafal. He accepted, but only on the condition that if he wins he will take some people from our faction. Auden. That is unacceptable. Michael. I agree. Successor. They're right, but you know who they are. Serafal. No, but when they give me their answer I will tell Yusaka and she will inform him. Successor. We need the help of the Yakai since they are good at tracking. Azazel. We must accept and choose from the best of our factions. Successor looked at his 3 companions waiting for an answer. Serafal hesitated at first, but accepted. Ajuka supported his companion, while Falbium just nodded sleepily. Successor. We accept in you. Michael. I will. Auden. Good. Successor. Give the information to Serafal, and when you have the answer, call us. Seconds later everyone stood up and headed to each faction. Later Serafal called her friend and told her what happened. Yusaka. I understand, I'll tell him. Serafal. Thank you. Ending the call. Yusaka. You heard. Ichino say. Wow, you can tell they want you. Kunu. Hey, don't say it like that. Ichino say. Sorry, I was wrong. I meant they want us. Kunu. That's much worse. Yusaka. Leaving that aside, where is he? Irina. He's on a mission and we don't know when he'll be back. Yusaka. I understand, and then. Ichino say. Don't worry, Issei gave me the list. How about we go to the next meeting and I give it to him? Yusaka. You like seeing them upset, right? Ichino say. Maybe. Giving a big smile, causing the group present to let out a sigh at what was to come. The next morning both Ichino say and Yusaka stood in front of the leaders. Successor. Where is their leader? Ichino say. He's busy. Successor. This is important and he is going to play. Ichino say. Hey, you like to piss me off, don't you? Because if you keep up that rabid dog attitude, believe me, you'll succeed. Successor. You have a lot of courage to speak to me like that. Ichino say. And I have some left over, do you want some? Auden. Stop arguing and let's get to what's important. Yusaka. My ally will tell who they are. Ichino say just threw the paper to Successor, where he got upset when he unwrapped it. Successor. Is your leader an idiot for us to accept this? He said this angrily while releasing his aura. Ichino say on the other hand was calm. Azazel took the list and was surprised by the names, then he passed it to his companions, and they showed the same expression. Michael. They're asking for a lot. Serafal. Removing Issei-kun's charges is fine, but the rest is difficult. It doesn't depend only on us. Ichino say. They want our help, right? They must give something in return, right? As my king says, nothing is free in life. Michael. My subordinates are not objects to be handed out just like that. Ichino say. Talk to them and tell them what they think. Also, when will the rating game be? Successor. You sound so confident only because your king supports you. Ichino say. Are you an idiot? My king will not participate. Azazel. Why? Ichino say. He has no time for games. Successor hearing such an answer only got more upset, causing Ichino say to be happy since she liked to get on people's nerves. Successor. In a weekend it will be 20 people, are you okay with that? Ichino say. Sure. Let me confirm your sister and the 2 idiots will be there, right? Successor. Yes. Ichino say. I'm going to enjoy it like you can't imagine, ha 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 ha. Azazel. You're crazy. Ichino say. Maybe yes or maybe no, nobody knows that answer. And well, if we win, those people will go with us, and well, if we lose, we will help them. But don't worry, because if we win, we will help them from time to time. Giving them a smile where she then put her hand on Yasaka's shoulder and they were teleported out of the room. After Ichino say and Yasaka left, the leaders remained in the room. Successor. Call the people on the list. He told one of his guards, as did the rest of the leaders. Some time later a group of people were entering and others were arriving through magic circles or a great light from the angels. A purple-haired girl approached Azazel not very happy, and when he noticed that he got scared since it would be a long day. Enemu? Don't you know how busy I am doing your work? Giving him a death glare as he always had to do his job. Azazel. This is important. Aviana. Penemu-sama, let's listen to what he will say first, and if he says something stupid you can hit him. Enemu? You're right. Azazel. They don't help, but where is the other person? Aviana. He's on a mission, but I'll inform him later. Azazel. Good. Looking away with a silly smile as that was where her first love was. Enemu? Poor, ugly little thing. Aviana managed to resist laughing upon hearing that, and Azazel just frowned at his companion. Gabriel. Ani-sama, what's wrong with you suddenly calling us like that? Michael. You're not going to like what I say next. Gabriel. I also don't understand why my colleagues had to come. Michael. You'll understand later. Griselda. Nice to see you again, Michael-sama. Morana. I hope to help in whatever you need. Michael. We'll see and thanks for taking the time, Lint. Lint. I had nothing to do and what happens? Thinking about the reactions they will have when they find out why they were called. Auden. I'm glad you came. Brynald. You have nerve to be bothering me, old man. Broswis. Why you always treat him like that? Auden. You forget who your superior is. Brynald. You forget who leads your entire army. Auden. True. Brynald. Be quick, I have things to do. Broswis. There are new members that need to be trained, it won't be that easy. Auden just nodded while touching his big beard. Ravel. Something's wrong with me for them to call me. Serafal. Don't worry, it's nothing bad. Ryuka. That's good. Halbium. I'll help you, don't worry. Ajuka. Maybe if you don't want to do this, Laisha, Sikvaria, will help you. Laisha. What are you talking about? Sikvaria. I don't understand. Broigun. I haven't been here for a while. Sererg. We're here for a reason. Surzicas. Yes, please take a seat. The group didn't say anything and went to their seats. Surzicas. Most of you will participate in a rating game. Some people were surprised when they heard that because they didn't expect that. Azazel. They have to win no matter what. Enemu. I don't like how this is going. Surzicas. If we win, we will join forces with the Yoki faction and another. Michael. But if we lose all of you along with 3 more people, you will have to join that faction. Everyone instantly stood up as they weren't expecting such a thing. Gabriel. Why? Azazel. So ask the leader of that faction. Sikvaria. And who is that person? Serafal showed them a hologram that wasn't much help since she had the mask on. Sererg. What faction is it? Serafal. It's a new faction. Aviana. If so, why did they accept? Azazel. The Securitate is on his side. Some of the group knew of the current Securitate and his strength and knew that he was someone to be feared. Azazel. If my assumptions are correct, the leader of said faction must be strong in order to get her to join him. Lint. So we were sold. Michael. I don't know why you guys wanted it that way. Brynald. That person has the nerve to bother me. Morana. I will follow Gabriel-sama. Griselda. I think the same. Laisha. How she convinced the Securitate. Surzicas. He promised to take care of Haidu Issei. The young demons were surprised when they heard that name. Sererg thought. Being you Issei, what have you planned? Since young you have been very intelligent. Having a slight smile where he then let out some laughs that caught everyone's attention. Sererg. I'm all for it, it will be interesting. No one could believe that he would accept so easily, except for the demons. Besides, no one knew that they were both friends since childhood. Ravel. Me too. Successor. Me too. Leisha. I think the same. Ryuka. I'm sure. Roigun. What is that person up to? What do I gain if we win the rating game? Successor. You will be given your evil P set again. Roigun. Then I accept. The mass didn't know what to say as they quickly agreed. Ajuka. Why? Leisha. I have to do something. Successor. Me too. Enemu. If that new leader wins I will go to his faction, but what will I do? Thinking of many ideas and some not so good ones crossed his mind, causing him to frown. Enemu. I accept, but if you try to do something you will know the consequences. Azazel. That's how you say it. Laviana. I'll go to watch Penemu's back and well, I'll see what Suzaku says. Brynald. How problematic, and tell me old man, I have to participate in that rating game. Auden. Yes. Brynald. Well, it's done now, isn't it? I have no choice but to wait. Broswis. It will be a tough battle. Gabriel. If Ani-sama is okay with this I have nothing to say. Michael. I know you will win, I trust in you. Lint. Well, it's been a while since I had a decent battle. Enemu. Who are the other two people since one is Suzaku? Successor. Kuroka and Lefei asked us to erase all his crimes. Laviana. How many people will participate in that rating game? Successor. 20. Azazel. Counting Suzaku and Tobio. Michael. And Dulio would be 16. Successor. And the other 4 will be Ria's Gremory, Sona Citri, Ren Haidu and Kenji Haidu. With them, there would be 20. Morana. Who will be the leader? Auden. That's difficult since some of us don't know much about you, but I say Brunald has a lot of experience. Serafal. Even though Sikvaria is young, she is very good at creating strategies. Enemu. I don't care. Sererg. And on the rival's side, who is going to participate? Successor. For now we only know of 2 people, the Sekiruite and a girl named Irina. Azazel. Don't underestimate them, they have some power. Sererg. Well, I'll go train to be ready. Getting up and leaving the place like the rest since they had to be ready. Successor. Don't let me down. The young demons didn't say anything and continued on their way with the idea of winning or losing, since they wanted to see Issei again. Michael. With everything ready it's time to go back. The rest nodded and left as they had a long day. Well, elsewhere. Who knew? I will. Ichino say. I'm glad there are now 3 of us with you. Who knew? There are 13 more people missing. Ichino say. For what? With us it's more than enough. Irina. It will be difficult. Ichino say. Maybe, but it's more fun this way. Who knew? I'm going to train, it will be a tough battle. Irina. Me too. They both left, leaving the blonde-haired girl alone. Ichino say. Are you ready, partner? Greg. You won't have it easy. These people aren't high-ranking for nothing. Ichino say. I know. But we will give it our all, and I will also use the secret weapon that Issei gave me. Greg. What is it? Ichino say. You will know in due time my friend and you will be surprised, hahaha. Greg didn't say anything else since he knew what his partner was like, so he better go to sleep. Ichino say. I already look forward to that day, I'm going to have fun, hahaha. Hours before the raiding game everyone was ready to fight. Bran and Kenji, seeing the group of women, couldn't help but open their mouths wide at the sight of such beauty standing near them. Brynald. It will be a long day, I hope you follow my instructions. Briaz. You will be the leader. Brynald. Something to say. Briaz. Nothing. She said it a little scared because she noticed her partner's serious look, so she left with her friends. Suzaku. Hi cousin, it's been a while. Giving her a smile but it disappeared when she didn't receive a response. Laviana. Something's wrong. Suzaku. Nothing, I'm ready now. I still don't know how you convinced me. Laviana. The power of friendship, hahaha. Suzaku smiled at him and went with the rest of the group. Enemu. When was the last time we fought together? Gabriel. A long time ago. Enemu. Let's just finish this quickly, I have a lot of work to do. Letting out a sigh that Gabriel imitated since he had to do the same. They both looked at each other and let out a light laugh at what happened. Elsewhere, Ichino Sei was lying on the grass by a lake while feeling the evening breeze. Who knew? Today is the day you forgot, right? Ichino Sei. Believe me, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Irina. And you know something about Issei. Ichino say. No. He must be busy destroying everything in his path. Irina. Okay, then we're leaving. Ichino say. There are still a few hours left and if we leave now, it will only ruin my day. Kunu. Issei siblings. Ichino say. That's right. I don't know where you get all this nonsense from, so why don't you just relax with me, it's a nice day. Adding the ground for the two of them to go, Kunu and Irina looked at each other and nodded, lying back down on the grass. Kunu. That feels good. Ichino say. I told you so. Letting out a yawn and closing her eyes to rest, the other two imitated her and fell asleep. Hours later Irina woke up noticing that it was already dark. She quickly looked at the time and noticed that there were 15 minutes left until the battle. She quickly woke up her companions. Ichino say. I'm sleepy, let me sleep. Irina. It's late, we have to go. Ichino say. Really? Standing up and noticing how late it was. Ichino say. Let's go then, it's time for the party. Taking both girls by the hands and teleporting to the underworld. When they arrived they entered the stadium and could hear many shouts of encouragement. Ichino say. Wow, what a big stadium and there are so many races. Kunu. It's normal since they support their companions. Ichino say. Okay, let's go. Walking calmly. Some time later the presenter began to speak causing everyone to shout with excitement as they were waiting for said battle. Ren. Well this will be easy between everyone. Sererg. Don't be overconfident. Tenji. What do you worry about? There are very strong people on our side. The black-haired man didn't say anything else and left the place. We continued after the group entered the stadium which instantly exploded with shouts of support. Sikvaria. How noisy. Ryuka. It's normal, you don't always see these kinds of battles. Broigun. I miss this feeling. Already in the middle of the stadium, the group set their sights on the other entrance as the group was arriving, but they were surprised to notice that there were only 3 of them. Presenter. What's going on here? There are only 3 people. Instantly many people began to murmur. Ren. Wow, this will be easy. Broswis. Don't be overconfident. Looking at the 3 of them and noticing that they were strong, especially the person in the middle, being Ichino say. Brynald. They are young and have such power, not bad. Watching the young people by his side letting out a sigh. Brynald. Okay. Kunu. I hope we have a good fight. Kenji. How long will this battle last? Maybe 5 minutes maximum. You guys are weak enemies. Ichino say. Ha. I don't have enemies, they have me. Leviana. I thought there would be more. Leisha. I thought Issei was going to fight with you. Irina. He's busy right now preparing everything for the arrival of new members. Griselda. I admire your confidence. Broigun. But we are going to win because I want to return to the raiding game. Ichino say. If you want something specific, that's what I'll tell you. Without giving importance to the previous words. Brynald. Since you insist, I want a dad. Irina. That's how you talk. Enemu. A good wine. Ichino say. I think there are some you might like. Riaz. It's good to laugh before crying. Ichino say. It's a good thing you don't wear makeup, otherwise you'd look awful crying. Riaz. Damn. The audience did not know what to say to such a conversation, but after a few minutes they distanced themselves. Announcer. Last one standing wins the battle. Instantly the alliance group took out their weapons and skills ready to attack. While Irina took her dark version surprising some and Kunu created some spheres of blue fire in her hand. The surprise of everyone was Ichino Sei's new armor as it looked nothing like the previous one. Ichino Sei. Not great. Ichino Sei. The other one was boring. In his mind he heard his partner's complaints, but he didn't pay attention to them. Irina. It comes up. Behind her appeared a large wolf, shocking many with its eyes. 2 Valkyries instantly knew who it was. Brynald. It's Fenrir but like. Broswis. It has a different shape but gives off the same aura, or rather a much greater aura. Ichino Sei. Arise. Instantly many were equally shocked to see a large snake, even Odin did not expect that. Ichino Sei. This is my faithful friend, I hope you have fun. Brunhild. Jormungandr. Changing to a more serious expression as he could N''T take that battle lightly. Brynhild. It would be better if they went all out from the start. They are both very powerful creatures. Leviana. Now I understand why only them. Bran. That power resembles ours. Looking at the VIP room while Geru was surprised as he didn't expect to see that. Ichino Sei. You see, my king gave me a gift before coming since he doesn't like us wasting time. Irina looked at him like, are you serious? Ichino Sei. That's why he gave me another partner. Taking off his helmet where everyone noticed his big smile. Ichino Sei. Ares. Behind Jormungandr, a black column was created where seconds later a red leg came out and then a white one. Then a red head and then a white one, taking a few steps and letting out a loud roar. The leaders instantly stood up and the spectators were afraid of such power. Brage, feeling that, opened his eyes in surprise as it was part of his body along with Albion's. Bali, who was watching the game, was in shock like Albion, since they don't expect to see that. Successor, how is that possible? Issei, I'll give you two options. The first is to fight. The second is to retreat. Roswis. But they weren't dead. Issei, our faction's name is the Revenants. My king is capable of many things. Gabriel had chills when he saw that dragon because he remembered the war years ago and how his father died because of them. Arena. Wow, I didn't expect that. Brage. I say the same thing. Issei. We have a great leader, ha. And either you'll come to me or I'll come for you. Successor. Interesting, then I will give it my all. Looking at the stands where a boy jumped and changed his appearance into a golden lion. Seconds later he merged with Successor. He instantly went on the attack, causing Issei to be happy as she activated her helmet and charged at him. Arena. Go. The three creatures began to walk. Brunald. Don't be afraid and go on the attack too. Taking flight and creating several magic circles. Azazel. Yusaka-sama, who is that guy? Yusaka. I don't know, when he came to see me he was wearing that mask. Michael. I don't distrust him. Yusaka. I noticed that he had no bad intentions. He also helped me a lot. Watching the battle in amazement as he did not expect that outcome. Both Rias and Suzaku launched many of their attacks at the two-headed dragon, but they instantly disappeared as it was split apart. Seconds later they heard their power increase and both created a shield to defend against the attack, but it was of little use since Jormungandr appeared behind them, eliminating them instantly. Successor. How is Issei? Issei. Good. He's waiting for you. Successor. I can't leave even if I want to. Issei. Issei knows how to heal your mother and also how to make you able to use the power of destruction. Successor, upon hearing that, stood still as he had not expected that. Successor. Seriously? Issei. Issei doesn't lie. Successor gave him a smile where he raised his hand in surrender, leaving many more surprised than Successor, since he did not expect that from the strongest young demon. Issei smiled under her helmet and went to her next opponent. Morana was firing arrows of light while protecting Gabriel, along with her friend Griselda. But then they noticed Issei walking towards them slowly. The two blondes looked at each other and created a sword of light and launched an attack. Irina stood in front of Laisha and Sikvaria with sword in hand. Irina. You know, at the beginning I hated them for how they treated Issei, but that changed later. He wants their help. Both of them were surprised upon hearing that because they thought she still hated them, but that wasn't the case. They both looked at each other and raised their hands. Ravel thought. If I give up I can see Issei-sama again. Looking at her friend, Hiryuka just nodded and they both gave up. The mass didn't know what to say as they were quickly being eliminated. Who knew? I think it's been 5 minutes and we're still here. He said it mockingly, making one of the Haidu angry. Griselda. What reason does your king have for calling us? Issei. I really don't know. At first I was surprised to see those names. But our king always has a reason. Morana. He wants something with Gabriel-sama, right? Issei. Our king may be young, but he doesn't let himself be guided by his instincts either, because if he were, he would have already attacked me and my partner. Gabriel. I can see you're not lying. Issei. I always speak the truth. Gabriel. I don't want to see my friends hurt, so we give up. Raising their hands, both Griselda and Morana did the same, since wherever Gabriel went, they would follow her. Michael was scared when he saw that because his sister was going to go somewhere else. Azazel. This is not possible. Noticing that little by little they were being eliminated without much difficulty. Issei. In the end, only the Haidu brothers remained. Well, that's what I wanted, actually. Ren. That power belongs to our house. Issei. Then take it if you can. Irina. Well, what if we start the action? Clenching his fists as he had wanted to do so for a long time. Both blondes made their companions disappear and launched an attack, giving both brothers a unique beating that they didn't even let them speak because they wanted to enjoy the moment. All the Haidu patriarchs were upset to see such a thing. Some time later, the presenter, somewhat afraid, declared the new faction the winners. Issei. Well, it was obvious. Noting how the group was on the platform. Enemu? What kind of job will I have? Issei. I have no idea. But we'll see you in the Yakai faction in 2 days, we'll pick you up there. We'll give you time to say goodbye. Have a nice day. Leaving the place with her two friends. 2 days later the group was in the Yakai faction prepared for their new destination. Obviously the leaders did their best to change their minds, but Issei didn't pay attention to it and instead made fun of them, causing them to become more upset Azazel since he had a bad feeling, so he would do everything possible to get his companions out of that place. Issei. Well, it's time to go. Creating a large magic circle at his feet and teleporting the entire group. When they reached their destination, they were surprised because everything was so beautiful. You could feel the peace of being in that place. Enemu? What's the plan? Issei. I have no idea. Successor. Where is Issei? Arena. He's busy. I think he'll be back soon. But for now, let's go home to celebrate. Taking the path with her friend while the group, with no other option, followed them. An hour later the door opened alerting the group, but they let their guard down when they realized it was the leader. Issei. Welcome. Brynhild. What do you want from us? Issei. Wait, who are you? Brynhild. You're either playing dumb or you're just like that. I'm here because I lost the rating game. Issei just raised an eyebrow under his mask and looked around, recognizing some but not others. Issei. Irina, let me see the list. She nodded without understanding and approached him, giving it to him. He was surprised when he read the names because it was longer than before. He stared at Issei as she tried to pretend to have a neutral gaze, but it was impossible. Issei. You changed her. Issei. Of course not. Issei. When you put on that expression I know you're lying. Issei. It's just that more people are needed. Issei. You know that bringing some of them will only cause us more trouble. Issei. Just stay calm, because if something happens, I'll take care of it. Issei. You're upset. Issei. No. Issei. Behind that mask I know you are. Issei. I'll give you 1 minute to run. Just as he finished saying those words, he activated his armor and flew out of the place, leaving a hole in the house and leaving everyone with a drop of sweat for what had happened. Issei snapped his fingers, summoning Fenrir. Issei. Go get her. The wolf just nodded and disappeared into the shadows. Issei. Sorry for what my partner did. Griselda. Wait, what's going on here? Issei. I only gave a short list. But Issei will give me an explanation when she returns. Sererg. Excuse me, but where is Issei? Issei. On a mission, don't worry. 10 minutes in the afternoon Fenrir returned while holding Issei in his mouth. Issei. Hey, it's not fair. Issei. Seriously? Tell me why more people. Issei. Well, about Roswis, I saw her fight against Loki, and I know she helps us, and Brynhild, I only heard that she is strong, and well, she could help me train. And with the angels, well, the truth is it is good to have each class as well as fallen ones. Issei. For that reason. Issei. Yep. Giving her a smile, Issei walked up to her and hit her on the head, causing a bump to appear. Issei. That hurt me. Issei. That's what you get for doing that without my permission. Roigun. And then. Issei. I wish for the help of Successor Agares, Laisha Astaroth, Ravel Phoenix, Iryuka Glaciolabolas, Roigun and Sererg Bale, and 2 other people who are not here for now. The rest can go, I'm sorry. Making a bow that surprised some as they thought he would be a tyrant or something else. Roigun. What do you want from us? Issei. I know that Successor is a great strategist and I want her to be by my side in future battles. I know that Laisha is good with Ravel and Iryuka and doing business, and I need a king for Roigun for the raiding game. I know that you are good at it. The aforementioned were surprised since they did not expect that, plus Roigun, who formed a smile. Roigun. I accept. Arena. How easy. Issei. Wait, because 1 king with me is enough. Issei. Because they both tend to go overboard and need someone to control them. Issei. Lie. Issei. Yes, whatever you say. Leviana. But we are already here. Issei. Yes, and it's all her fault. Suzaku. I can join your faction. Many were surprised to hear that, especially Issei, who had not expected that. Issei. Why? Suzaku. If I don't marry someone my family will kill me. Issei. I understand. It's okay. Suzaku. Really? Issei. In this faction you will be able to rekindle your life. Leviana. I will stay to take care of my friend and I will be able to relax. It is a nice place. Issei. It's okay, but once inside they won't be able to get out. Leviana. Suzaku. It's okay. Issei. Let Penemu stay, we need a secretary. Penemu? You have the nerve to say that to me. Issei. Nice to meet you, I've heard a lot about you. Penemu? I understand and I'm sorry I thought badly of you. Issei. I can make you a proposal. Penemu? Go ahead. Issei. I want you to be the leader of this faction. He just noticed a great silence as he noticed everyone's faces of astonishment. Issei. I know you've done all of Azazel's work and you know a lot. I have a lot of things to do and I don't have time. But it's not an obligation. Enemu? Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Issei. Think about it. Seeing the two Valkyries and about to speak but they got ahead of him. Brynhild. I'll stay, I have to teach the brat a lesson. Roswis. If I go back I will be abandoned by Odin-sama again, it is better here. Issei. Welcome. Brynhild. Hehehe, this will be fun. At that he saw the four angels present and again they did not let him speak. Gabriel. I'm staying. Everyone hearing this did not know what else to say to their companions, since they had the idea that they would return to heaven. Varana. Why? Gabriel. Something tells me that being here I will discover many things. Touching his chest and having a slight smile. Gabriel. But you can go. Griselda. I will stay by your side. Varana. Me too. Lint. It'll be fun, I have that feeling. Issei. You know that once inside there is no turning back. The entire group nodded where Issei formed a slight smile under his mask. Seconds later he put his hand on the mask and took it off giving the group a slight smile. Many were surprised, some because they knew him and others because he was very young. There was complete silence until someone broke it with laughter. Sererg. Ha 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 ha, what a surprise. You have a different aura, that's why I didn't recognize you. Taking a few steps and extending his hand. Issei took it and nodded. Issei. Are you ready, Commander? Sererg. Ha 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 ha, I thought it would be the other way around, but I accept the position. Issei. And your companions. Sererg. That's what I wanted to talk about since I wanted to know if they could come. Issei. Of course I trust you. Sererg. The Secretary told me. Issei. I know how to help your mother, but give me time. That's why I left these days to look for the ingredients. I didn't bring them because there are very strong enemies. Sererg. I'll go with you. Issei. I'll think about it, though. Sererg nodded and left, letting other people pass. Sikvaria. Issei yo. Issei. Don't say anything, after all we were children back then, we didn't think very well. Sikvaria. Thank you. Giving him a hug that surprised him but he reciprocated. Sikvaria. I will help you as best I can. Leisha. I'll do my best. Ravel. Issei-sama. Issei. Wow, you've grown, Ravel, just like you were Yuka. Ichino-sei. Wait, you know them. Issei. When I was studying in the underworld I met them and they were my friends. Ravel. I asked your brothers and they told me that you ran away from home. Ryuka. What happened to you? Issei. I'll tell you later. Roigun. It will be interesting to be by your side. Gabriel. What can we do to help? Issei. For now, relax. And Sererg, get ready. We'll leave tomorrow, just like Sikvaria. We'll go to a place never seen before. Lint. I can go, it sounds interesting. Issei. Sure. Well, I'll go rest, I've had some very long days. Leaving the room, leaving several people with some questions, but they decided to wait. It was a new day and 4 people were ready to leave. Ichino-sei. It's not fair, I wanted to go too. Issei. I told you before, right? You're grounded. Ichino-sei. You like to make people suffer. Issei. That's what you get for doing things without my permission. Ichino-sei approached Issei and gave him a sad crying face. Issei. That won't work this time. Ichino-sei. Take me with you. Making a scene while the other members of the faction didn't know what to say about such behavior. Issei. If you keep going like this, I'll take your queen piece. The Secretary upon hearing such words quickly fell in line with the rest of her companions. Ichino-sei. I wish you well and bring me a souvenir. Everyone could N''T help but have a drop of sweat at what had happened plus Issei, but he put it aside. Issei. You are in charge of Penemu. With that, he teleported you to your companions while listening to Ichino-sei's complaints. The group arrived at their destination in a more remote location. Lint. Where are we going? Issei. Here we are. Lint. I don't see anything interesting. Looking around just like everyone else. Issei took a key out of his pocket and inserted it, opening a large door that surprised the 3. Issei. Don't be overconfident and give it your all. Sererg. Sure. Sikvaria. I will help you as best I can. Lint. What kind of place will it be? Watching as Issei opened the large doors and entered the place. When the 2 demons and the angel entered they couldn't help but open their eyes in surprise. Lint. Where are we? Issei. In a dungeon. Sererg. This is where your mother's cure is. Sererg. Issei. Where are we? Issei. On a battlefield. We have to go to the top floor. I stayed on the 76th. Don't continue since we need more soldiers. Successor. What do you mean? Issei. Successor, I want you to be my second in command. Successor. Like. Issei. Use the king piece. Successor. That you weren't going to give it to Roygun. Issei. I have 2 games. And you accept. Successor just got on her knees implying that she would accept. Issei just nodded and gave her the piece which she quickly entered into it, only in doing so, she took out another king piece. Issei. I trust you Successor for this mission. Successor. I won't let you down. Issei. Arise. Behind Issei, many soldiers began to appear, surprising the group as they did not expect to see such a thing. Issei. You will receive orders from her from now on. The soldiers just nodded and instantly fell to their knees in front of Successor. Issei. Lint, you protect Successor while me and Sarah are in front. Lint. Well, this will be fun. Issei. Then let's go. Starting to walk like his companions who followed him from behind. 2 days had passed and the group was getting along better, especially Issei, who was able to learn more about the supernatural. Leviana. Issei, can I ask you a question? Issei. Sure. Leviana. Because you follow Issei. I can see that you are stronger than him and you have shown great abilities. Issei. I am who I am today thanks to Issei. If I hadn't met him, I might be dead right now. Suzaku. Many factions would have agreed to help you. Issei. Maybe, but not like him. Plus, he's fun to be around. Irina. You're right. Griselda. How long will your mission take? Issei. I have no idea, but it must be an amazing place. Roswis. Because you say so. Issei. One day you will understand why. But anyway, Leviana, let's go. Leviana. Where to? Issei. We'll go get Kuroka and Lefei. Suzaku. So those are the other 2 people. Issei. Yes, although Issei only put Kuroka, I added the witch haha. Suzaku. You know, if you want strong people you should have brought our partner too. Issei. No thanks. I had a feeling that dog was going to be bothering me a lot and with my patience I might have killed it. Leisha. Since they're leaving, what do we have to do? Irina. We have to go to the human world and buy some properties. Gabriel. They need income. Issei. Not really, since Issei brings the money. I honestly have no idea where he gets it from, but it doesn't matter. Gabriel. I can go to my faction. Issei. Sure, you can go whenever you want. Since you're going, tell them that we'll help them from time to time. Gabriel. Good. Leaving with her 2 companions. Seconds later Issei left with Leviana. Hours later a group was in the room planning how to attack until someone kicked down the door. Leviana. Seriously. Issei. I like seeing their more expressions. Pointing to the group, noticing that some were surprised and others upset. Ali. What are you doing here? Issei. That's how you treat your guests. Now I understand why you don't have any friends. You should also be more polite to the person who changed your diapers. Pointing at Leviana, leaving Vali a little surprised to see her there. Ali. What do you want? Issei. I'm here for the Nekomata and the witch. Arthur. What do you want with my sister? Issei. All of his charges were erased thanks to my king. Kuroka. And what do you want from us? Issei. That's what Issei wanted, and our leader, being the good guy that he is, accepted. Now you are free. Kuroka. Wow, I didn't expect that. Lefei. And what do I have to do with it? Issei. We need a witch haha. Lefei. Just for that. Issei. Our leader has unique books, but if you are not interested. Watching her out of the corner of my eye and noticing her enthusiasm. Arthur. Don't do it. Lefei. But she said unique books. Kuroka. I'll go, I haven't seen my cute friend for a while. Issei. You better stay away from him. Kuroka. And if I don't want to Naya. Issei. You'll see me upset cat. Kuroka. We'll see. Issei. And you come well, little witch. Lefei saw the group and then his brother and companions and stayed like that for a few moments. Issei. I'm tired already. Going to Lefei, who took her by the waist just like Kuroka. Issei. Thanks for taking care of the girls, guys, see you later. Leaving the place with Leviana, who was a bit surprised by what had just happened. Lefei. Hey, I didn't agree to go. Issei. Well, that's how it is. Enjoy the place for a while and if you don't like it, you can leave. Lefei. That easy. Issei. That's right. Arriving at your destination. Brynhild. What did you do? Issei. You really want to know? Brynhild. Better not. Issei. Secretary writes down 2 people. Enemu only had a vein on her forehead where she created a spear of light. Issei. Well, it's time for me to go train. Starting to run away from the place while Penemu threw many spears at him. Hiroka. Where's Issei? Roswas. On a mission, he will return in a few days. Hiroka. I see Naya. Well, I'll go get some sleep. Lefei. Where is the library? Roswas. Follow me is an interesting place. Lefei only had stars in his eyes upon hearing those words. Gabriel was in the underworld because his brother was on a mission. Michael. Gabriel, something's wrong. Gabriel. Nothing, I just wanted to see my brothers. Azazel. I thought I'd never see you again. It's a relief that the so-called leader let you out. Morana. The truth is that he gave us the option to leave if we wanted, just like the rest. Auden. So that's why they came back. Gabriel. No, I decided to stay. Michael. What are you saying? That guy must be dangerous. Gabriel. He is a good person. Azazel. Wait, if that's so, why haven't Penemu, Levion and Suzaku returned? Surzachas. Just like the young demons. Gabriel. They had their reasons, but the leader put Penemu in charge of the new faction. And Roygun is the king of his group. Surzachas. Then what will he do? Griselda. He has other things. Michael. Gabriel returns, that guy is dangerous, just like his companions. Gabriel. I really like that atmosphere, it's fun. Michael. You are able to feel their emotions, tell me you didn't notice something wrong. Gabriel. No. Ani-sama, please don't insist anymore or I'll get angry. Azazel. He cares about you, Gabi-chan. Gabriel. Please don't call me that. I'd better go. Without waiting for an answer, she left the place, leaving Michael surprised by his sister's attitude. Upon arriving at his new home, he couldn't help but have a drop of sweat as he saw some fighting while others just read. Ravel. Ichinose-san because Issei-senpai left the underworld. At that moment Ichinose stopped running from Penemu and saw her new partner. Ichinose. You really want to know? Ravel. Yes. Penemu? He comes from a big family because he is not with them. Ichinose. The answer is easy. Looking at Irina where she let out a sigh as she didn't want to remember. Irina. His family wanted to kill him when he was a child. They locked him in a room and wanted to burn him alive. The girls, hearing such words, couldn't help but be surprised. Ryuka. It's a joke, right? That would be bad for your reputation. Ichinose. From what Issei told me, it's been a few years now. Issei told me that his family was special because they could reproduce better than other devils. 2 or 3 siblings were always born. Ravel, there is no data on Issei having any uncles. Ichinose. Well, they did and they were killed. Irina. They think that by killing another family member they gain more power. Roygun. But if that's the case, why wasn't it with Amau? Irina. That's been going on for years. Obviously, Lucifer must know better. Ravel. That's why I wanted Issei to come back as soon as possible. Looking down while the rest didn't know what to say. Griselda. How was he saved? Ichinose. Who knows? But that doesn't matter. Lefei. He doesn't want revenge. Hiroka. Of course. Ichinose. Not really. He told me that his mission is to clear his ancestors' family name and nothing more. Penemu? He is a strong person to think like that. Ichinose. If you want to know more, just wait for his return. Leaving the room. Meanwhile Issei and company were facing the last enemy. Issei. The 100th floor. Noticing how a great dragon descended and his back was his enemy. Sererg. He won't be such an easy opponent. Lint. This will be fun, or rather, these have been my best battles. Successor. This is not the time for that. Calling the army to be ready. Issei just nodded and instantly the group launched into the attack as they could finally end the mission. From the beginning they had it a bit difficult since Baron stayed in the air, so Issei could N''T count on his army, only on his companions. Sererg put some of the power of destruction into his arm, where he gave a huge blow to his enemy's face. Sererg. I'm still not used to this power. Issei formed a slight smile and took out his 2 knives, giving the dragon several blows. Lind launched many arrows of light and also used her sacred gear, releasing very lethal purple flames. Issei looked down only to see his army fighting against the Demon King's army. Hours passed and in the end the group was tired but happy because they had won. You have leveled up. 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 Issei. It's finally over. Successor. I've never had such a battle. Lint. Nobody will believe everything I saw, haha. You are a fun leader, so I always accompany you on every mission. Sererg, what's the plan now? Issei, go back home. You go get your mom and I'll do the rest. Sererg, thank you. Some time later Issei opened the portal where everyone left, leaving Issei last as he approached the already dead dragon. Issei, arise. Instantly a black shadow emerged, being the dragon. Issei, from now on you will be Kaisen. Making his new soldier disappear and leaving the place. Some time later the group returned home, all very happy. Ichino say, Issei, you finally came back. Hugging Issei with a big smile just like Irina. Issei, I'm home. Looking around and noticing two people. Issei, how are you, Kuroka? Kuroka, good now that I'm free, haha. Issei, I'm glad, and how do you feel, Lefei? Because it's this idiot's fault that you're here. Lefei, it is a very nice place in addition to seeing unique books. Issei, you know, I have something that could help you. Taking out a red orb. Issei, let me improve it so that it adapts to you. Squeezing it with all his strength where it then glowed, and when he extended his hand it was a red ring. Issei, I hope it helps you in the future. Lefei took the ring and stood alone to feel how he could improve his spells. Ichino say, hey, if anyone will be the first to get married, it will be me, not her. Irina, what do you say? I'll be the first. Lint, no, I won't be. Ichino say, Irina, shut up, Dove. Lint, ha, do you want to play? Launching himself against the two of them to start the battle. Sererg, you've got it tough, my friend. Issei, I know. Going to the place to stop such nonsense. Some time later the group was in the room discussing what to do. Kunu, well, since you came back, what will you do now? Issei, I'll rest, these have been very hard days. Ravel, we have already bought some properties, we just need to know what we will do with them. Issei, I'll see about that later. Warana, Issei-sama. Issei, just call me Issei, like the rest I don't like formalities. Warana, okay. Issei, tell me what you want. Warana, because she trains so much. Irina told me that's all she does. Issei, something very dangerous is approaching. Roigun, you talk about Chaos Brigade. Issei, no. Something much worse. Brynhild, what could be worse? Roswis, since Rizivam's goal is to release the beast of the apocalypse. Issei, there are much stronger beings out there. Lefei, there is something stronger than the beast of the apocalypse. Issei, that's right. Ichino say, who are they? Issei, the Monarchs. The group didn't understand when they heard that, as they had no idea who they were. Issei, noticing their confusion, let out a sigh. Issei, Monarchs are high-level beings. Enemu? How much? Issei, the weakest I guess would be at the level of a Dragon King. Irina, and the strongest. Issei, the Dragon God. This time the whole group showed their expression of surprise. Ichino say, and who are they? Gabriel. Besides, I've never heard of Monarchs. Issei, it's inevitable, but it's not yet time for them to know about them. Ravel. Why? Issei, the less they know, the less pressure they'll put on themselves. Laviana, do you think we are going to inform the leaders? Issei, I honestly don't care if you tell them. I don't think they'll believe you. Roigun, you act very calm when talking about such an enemy. Issei, I am. Ichino say, you act with less and less emotions. Issei, maybe it's due to exhaustion from fighting so much. Warana, you want us to do something to help you. Issei, nothing for now. Kunu, if what you say is true, we will have to look for more allies. Gabriel, you must decide whether to join the alliance. Issei, we can help them but not have an alliance, since they would start asking for things. Ichino say, that's right, you're right. Roswis, so. Issei, I have someone in mind, but they won't have it that easy. Ichino say, who? Issei, Penemu, Sikvaria and Ichino say you go to the vampire faction. Penemu? It won't be that easy. Issei, you will go as the representative and Sikvaria to help you, and Ichino say as a bodyguard just in case. Ichino say, seriously? Issei, also Sikvaria has my king Piso. Ichino say, she'll be my king, hey that's not fair. Issei, he'll put it to better use than I will. Gabriel. And us. Issei, you guys go on with your thing. Lefei, the truth is that you have unique books, although some have a language that I had never seen before. Brynhild, she's right and that makes it interesting. Issei, I'm glad. Leisha, then we will continue buying some things. Issei, I'm with you. And well, after helping Sarerg's mom, I'll be gone for a while. Arena. Wait, what? Issei. Where and how long? Issei looked at his status window only to see a new skill being the gateway to the other world. Issei. I need soldiers and for that I must look elsewhere. Lint. I'll go with you. Issei. I'll go investigate first, I don't want any surprises. Ryuka. I wish you luck. Griselda. I'll go with you and I won't accept no. Issei. But you're not here to take care of your friend. But now that I see you, I imagine you want to go, right? Gabriel. That's right. Issei. I'll think about it. For now, I'll go to sleep. Leaving the living room and going to her room while the girls planned how to make their trip. In the underworld, Sarerg was arriving at his old house where he went straight to his mother's room. After getting things ready, he slowly put his mother on a stretcher and started walking towards the exit until he came across a group. Then Alana. Where are you taking her? Sarerg. Aunt, I always want to see my mother and that's why I'm taking her. Then Alana. This is a safe place. We're still looking for a way to wake her up. Sarerg. I will find that way. Are you a deaf brat? She just stays there and that's it. Sarerg. It's the only family I have. Then you won't pass. Sarerg. They will let me go by hook or by crook. Clenching his fists and leaving his mother in the care of his queen. Instantly the guards launched themselves against Sarerg who, to everyone's surprise, sent them flying with his power of destruction, shocking everyone. Then Alana. How? Sarerg. My boss helped me, now I can protect my family. This is goodbye. Walking to the exit while they let him pass since they knew how strong he was and more now with that power. Some time later the group returned to their new home and minutes later Issei arrived at his friend's room. Issei. Are you ready? Sarerg. Yes and thank you. Issei. You know, I'm a little jealous of you. Sarerg. Why? Issei. Your mother protected you from everyone because when they knew you had no power they wanted to kick you out, but she refused and did everything she could. But with me, hahaha. Letting out a slightly sad laugh. Sarerg. I know what happened to you and it's not your fault. Many are easily influenced by power, but you are different since now you have power and you continue acting as before. Good with those you trust because outside of here you act like a leader. Issei. Take this. Giving the bottle to Sarerg who took it with a slight smile. Some time later Issei found himself lying on the lake while looking at the stars. Issei. When was the last time we were alone? Issei. I guess in the United States. Issei. Issei, do you think I'm capable of fighting those monarchs? Issei. Yes. Although you still need to bring out more of your potential. Issei. How? Issei. You have to be better than your partner, you have to surpass him. Issei. You tell me how. Issei. That would be very easy. It's better for you to find out on your own. Issei. How boring, but it's okay. Issei. Good. Issei. Remember Issei, you are not alone now, you have companions. And if someone challenges you, we will be at the front to defend you. Issei. Thank you. Issei leaned on Issei's chest while he stroked her hair which made her happy. The next day Sarerg introduced his mother to everyone where they happily welcomed him. Some time later in the underworld the leaders were gathered planning how to have more allies. Eru. I want my children to fight Issei. The leaders hearing such words did not know what else to say. Brunhilde and Leviana only narrowed their eyes upon hearing that. Azazel. And that's it. Eru. He's a demon who hides under the skirts of others, that's pathetic. Successor. You're right about that. Leviana. Don't say things like that about him. Azazel. Perhaps you know him. Leviana. You are a good person who wants peace and quiet and you come to say that. Eru. Brat, don't you have any manners? Brunhilde. He does, but not with people like you. Eru. Since you're both here, pass on the news to her. Azazel. Well, it will be interesting to know how strong your children have become. Eru. After such a defeat they have trained non-stop and I am truly proud of their progress. Successor. I've seen my sister improve too. So tell that low-class devil to show up in a week. Leviana. He will not fight alone. Eru. He will do it since it is something familiar. Both girls just clenched their fists as they knew what he wanted to do. Brunhilde. They know what will happen if they kill him, right? Eru. Nothing. Brunhilde. Well, a dragon will get angry and destroy the entire underworld to calm her anger. Just like other people. Eru. Just give him my words and if he doesn't accept it's because he's a pathetic man. Letting out a laugh just like the soldiers present, both of them left. Without saying anything else. When they arrived, they gathered everyone together and told them everything that happened. Obviously, the most upset were Issei and Irina. Issei was about to go kill them, but Issei stopped them. Issei. Okay, I accept. Irina. Why? Issei. It's time to clear my ancestor's family name. Getting up from his seat and going to the exit to think about what he will do. The group was in the room as usual, some talking and others reading. While the girl hugged Issei's leg, being the current Secretary. Issei. Issei, I don't want to go, don't force me. While Penemu and Sikvaria pulled her with all their strength by her legs. Issei. It is necessary, besides if you stay you will cause me problems. Irina. Ha, he doesn't trust you. Issei. I won't do anything bad I swear, but I don't want to go, that place must be ugly. Issei. Issei is an order. Giving him a serious look that scared Issei a little since she rarely looked at him like that. Issei. And you too will go, Irina, for making fun of me. Irina upon hearing those words stopped laughing and instantly hugged Issei's leg as well. Issei. If you don't leave right now I swear I will never take you on a mission. Just after finishing saying those words, both girls took their companions and left the place to Romania. Ronald. Ha, you are funny. Issei. It's the only way. Sererg. It's hard to believe that she would listen to you. When she's one of the strongest people I've ever seen. Issei. Who knows? But it doesn't matter, Gabriel, we're leaving. The blonde nodded and stood next to Issei where he put on his mask and they both went to the underworld. Lint, I'm surprised you both don't do it often. Verana. She'll be safe with him so there's no need. Griselda. You're right. Returning to his reading, meanwhile Issei and company appeared in front of the leaders. Surziches. What brings you here? Issei didn't say anything for the moment and sat down while Gabriel stood next to him, much to the annoyance of Azazel and a little of Michael. Issei. I come to discuss the battle we'll have against the Haidu brothers. Surziches. That is a family matter and you cannot interfere in it. Eru. Maybe he doesn't have the courage to come by himself. Issei. He accepts the fight. Mickey. He has the courage to do it. Bran. I like that idea, but I have a proposal. Issei. Say it. Bran. If I win the battle my little brother will be part of my entourage. Issei. Okay. Henji. You beat me to it bro, as I was about to say the same thing. Bran. You're slow. Issei. I understand, you want young Issei to join one of you, so you can have the Secretary too. Bran. That's right. Because that girl is only with you because of that useless guy. Issei. Maybe. But if he wins, what do I get? Henji. Ha, that would be impossible, but oh well, what do you wish for? Issei. He'll tell them when the battle is. Since it's not up to me to decide. Azazel. What did you do to the girls that they don't want to come back? Issei. I didn't do anything. Azazel. That's a lie, since it's impossible for them to follow someone like you. Michael. You came out of nowhere demanding things. Issei. I told them they could go. Gabriel. Ani-sama and Azazel-sama, please don't continue with this. We decided to be in that faction on our own. Having a serious look that surprised both of them since they did not expect to receive that. Issei. You heard her. Henji. There's not much time left until our meeting, I hope he's ready. Issei. It will be. Getting up from his seat. Surziches. We are allies, you should show us your face. Issei. We can help them, but we will never be allies. Surziches. Don't act like you're important just to have more people on your side. You must also return my aunt. Issei. She is happy in her new home with her son. Surziches. It's impossible, she's in a coma. Issei. I woke her up. Surziches and the demons present were in shock as they did not expect to hear such news since to date there was still no person who had awakened. Surziches. Like you did. Issei. It's a secret. Surziches. Many families are suffering, so give me whatever you use. Issei. Don't demand me as one of your soldiers since I am someone free. Surziches. Just hand it over. Issei. I refuse and the reason is easy and it's because I don't like you. Having a smile under the mask as she noticed Surzich's expression. The red-haired Mayu, already annoyed, got up from his seat ready to go against Issei, but Gabriel pointed a spear of light at him that aimed directly at his neck. The guards instantly surrounded the two. Michael. Gabriel, what are you doing? Don't do anything stupid. Gabriel. I protect my leader. Michael. Surziches is someone important to the alliance, you can't do that. Gabriel. You bet me in a battle that had nothing to do with me without consulting me. Michael. But you didn't say anything before. Gabriel. Because I could see the look on your face as you ordered me to do it. And if I didn't accept, you were going to tell the others and I would be ostracized. Michael. That's a lie, did that guy brainwash me? Gabriel. I am aware of myself. And now I belong to a new home. Changing her outfit completely from white to black with gold and purple edges. Gabriel. Because I belong to the faction of the shadow. Many were surprised to hear that, but Issei did N''T know what to say about such a confection. In addition to seeing her so serious since he met her, he always looks at her with a smile. But she came out of her shock and took Gabriel's hand, which surprised her at first, but she accepted it with a smile later. Azazel, seeing this, could not bear it any longer and launched an attack against Issei, where he teleported to his home. Azazel and company were upset by what had happened. When they arrived, everyone was in the room as before, and upon seeing the magic circle they paid attention, only to be surprised to see the change in Gabriel and his two friends. Griselda. Lady Gabriel, what happened there? Gabriel. I let out a few words and now I feel freer. Morana. Wow, what a big change you see. Lint. Revel looks great. Giving a thumbs up while the rest nodded in confirmation. Broswis. Something else happened there. Issei. Because you say so. Broswis. Her hands. They both looked down only to see that they were still holding each other, where they instantly let go. Suzaku. Something happened, didn't it? Issei. No. Taking off his mask and having his usual expression. Issei. Only that the leaders got out of control plus Urzich's when he found out that Aunt Miss Law woke up. Sererg. He must have been surprised, right? Issei. A lot, but we just have to wait for the day of battle. Hiroka. And how would you do it since well you can't change skills or can you? Issei. I'll see what I'll do. Since for now it's better to have two identities. Brindled. You're smart at least. Issei. What do you mean by that? Having a drop of sweat as the group started to laugh. Days passed and the day of the battle arrived. Well, 4 people were waiting for the battle because they wanted to see it. The stadium quickly filled up as there is not always a battle between the family plus the Haidu, which was of great prestige. Both brothers stood in the center of the battlefield as they greeted their fans. Seconds later, Issei entered wearing a common outfit and a calm look. Announcer. Let the fight begin. The stadium was packed as the brothers looked at each other seriously. Ren. Long time no see, little brother. Issei. Really wish for my death. Henji approached Issei to whisper to the hatred. Henji. If only you had died back then we wouldn't be in this situation. Returning to her spot with a smile while Issei had a calm look. Many wondered what he said, but they put it aside since the battle began with Ren creating wolves with his power of darkness. Henji for his part created some as well, 10 in total, leaving many surprised to see such a large number. Many congratulated Geru for having such prestigious children, making him and his wife happy. Issei just let out a sigh. Ren. I hope you survive this, because I can see that you're still as weak as before. And this time, my dear Ichinose won't save you. Meanwhile, she, who was watching the fight through a magic circle, almost vomited when she heard his call. Issei. I've trained a lot these days, especially yesterday. Taking a few steps forward, her black clothes turned white and her hair blonde. Seconds later, a pair of angel wings came out of her back, leaving everyone in shock. More to his companions who did not expect such a surprise. Flashback. After talking to his companions, Issei went to his room and saw his panel where he went straight to the store to see what he could use. After searching a bit he saw something interesting. Issei. Race change but has a 1-hour limit. When he read that, he was very surprised because he did not expect to find something like that. Issei. Wow, you are the best. Spending almost all of his money to buy the skill. Issei. I'm ready. Taking a serious look. End of flashback. It was complete silence, but they came out of the silence when they felt great power as Issei summoned a sacred sword that was identical to Durandal. Zenobia, who was watching from afar, couldn't believe it, as did Michael when he noticed that there was another one. Morana. Wait, then Issei is an angel. Brindled. How many secrets you keep from us, Issei. You're becoming more and more interesting. Having a smile while being just like everyone else. Lint. I wish I could be your wife more and more. Broswis. You are so sincere. Lefei. True. Lint. It's bad to lie and it's true. Watching the battle while the Haidu brothers took a few steps back from feeling the sacred aura. Issei. What better way to defeat a demon? Henji. How the hell did you become like that? Issei. Because I would have to tell you, why don't you come and fight instead? Giving them a small smile which made them angry as they saw his arrogance. Instantly, both of them, as well as their creations, launched an attack from different places. Issei just stood there and seconds later everyone rushed towards him, but Issei just stuck his sword into the ground, causing a wave that sent them flying and making the shadows of his brothers disappear. Issei. No matter how hard they fight, they will lose in the end. Ren. Damn it. We can't lose to someone like you. wrapping his body in a black shadow just like Kenji. Issei. What I like least is to prolong an unnecessary fight. They could no longer hide their fury, so they launched an attack. But Issei just raised his hand to the sky. Issei. Oh God, could you punish these demons who have lost their senses? The angels, upon hearing this, were in even more shock as they saw two pillars of light fall upon the brothers, causing their armor to dissolve and them to begin to burn from the sacred energy. Issei walked towards them and stood at their height. Issei. Being arrogant doesn't get them very far. Kenji. Damn, you should fight fair. Issei. I only fight as you taught me, but if that's what you want. Making the pillars of light and his angel appearance disappear. Both with several burns, they got up, and the first to go to the attack was Kenji, who went to one side and ran to the other. But Issei grabbed Kenji by the arm and hit him in the chest, causing him to fall to the ground, and Ren kicked him in the face and hit him in the abdomen, causing him to fall to the ground. Issei. It is noticeable that they only depend on their skills, how pathetic. Ren angrily stood up again, where Issei grabbed him by the arm and threw him away. Issei. During this time I trained like crazy, and even if you don't believe it, I've been waiting for this moment. Kenji. We're not going to give up. We won't let a useless guy like you beat us. Issei. That's better for me because I want them to feel pain, to think about pain, to accept pain, and to know pain like I did. Going against Kenji at full speed, where before running he uses all his remaining points in strength. Instantly Issei was in front of his brother, where he hit him in the face that crashed him to the ground and knocked him out. Ren. Fuck you. Garu and Mickey, seeing how their son was left, became more upset than Garu, who released his murderous aura in front of the leaders. Successor was the one who understood it the most, since he would feel the same if the same thing happened to his sister. Ren used all his magic and created many creatures that went against Issei, where he just stood there. And when the shadows were about to attack him, they stopped because they saw his serious eyes. The shadows just lowered their heads in respect and disappeared. Ren. Damn you, what have you done? Issei. It doesn't matter if they don't think, but their attempts know who their leader is. Walking towards Ren slowly as he ran to hit him with all his strength, but already in front, he only received a kick in the abdomen that sent him to the sky, and when he was about to fall, Issei intercepted him and sent him flying to the wall. But Issei noticed that he was still conscious, so he went to him and grabbed him by the hair. Issei. I'm partly grateful to you for kicking me out of that house, since only then could I learn how cruel this world is to the weak, especially to the people you admire. Slamming Ren's face into the wall and knocking him unconscious. Issei just started walking towards the exit, but then he heard a voice, and it was Garu's. Issei. What do you want? Garu. They are your brothers, do you have no heart? Issei. Maybe, but I left it at home since today I came to vent a little. Garu. This will not be left like this. You should also know that you are forbidden from using the surname Haidu. Issei. That will be it, but for a while, since I promised to clean it. And well, my condition for having one is that they never bother me. I wish to spend the rest of my life in peace. Garu. That will be impossible. Issei. Remember who the leader of the faction I'm in is, and he's not very nice when people don't listen. Giving him a serious look, he then left the place in a magic circle. His companions who went to see the battle also left as they wanted an explanation. While Ichinose, Irina, Successor and Penemu jumped for Issei's victory, plus Ichinose, knowing how strong her partner was, even though he didn't surpass her. The group was in front of the leader of the vampires, Elmenhold Karnstein, being the leader of the Carmilla faction. The vampire had a drop of sweat when she saw how the girls who were looking at each other at the beginning jumped with joy when they saw a battle that seemed a little interesting to her. Elmenhold. It's alright. Penemu. Sorry for showing such behavior, but we wanted to see that battle. Ichinose. Well, since I'm done, it's time to sign the alliance. Putting paper and pen on the table to be signed. Successor. That's not how things are done. Elmenhold. They say to the alliance of angels, fallen angels, demons and the Nordics. Successor. No. Since we belong to another faction that was created not long ago. Elmenhold. I see. Perhaps you want an army. Penemu. No, we just want allies in case everything gets out of control in the future. Elmenhold. Seeing your excitement just now, the young man who was fighting was the leader. No. Ichinose. Exactly. Irina. He is the best, but right now the leader is Penemu. Elmenhold. As you may know, our faction is divided in two. Ichinose. And that's why we're coming with you. I know you're smarter than them. Besides, at some point those leaders will send someone. Penemu. You can think about it, we have time. Ichinose. Not me. I want to go see Issei, I want to know how he did that. Irina. Aren't you curious? Penemu. The truth is yes, but it is better to wait. Elmenhold. If so, we will prepare your rooms. Meanwhile elsewhere the group was arriving at their home where they stared at Issei. Issei. Something's wrong. But he only received the same look. Issei. It's because of being an angel, right? Griselda. How did you do that? You're a demon and that's obviously impossible. Issei. It's a trick and I hope you don't say any more please. Bernald. You are becoming more and more mysterious. Approaching Issei standing face to face. Bernald. I like that. Issei. Sorry. Kuroka. Issei Naya is great. Bravo. And what are the plans now? Issei. Since Benemu is not here, you Sarah are the leader since I have to leave soon. Roigun. Where to? Issei. I need answers and that's why I'm leaving. Turning around but then someone stopped him. Gabriel. Issei. Something's wrong. Gabriel. I told you I would go with you. Issei. I had forgotten. Lint. Come on, I'll help you. Lefei. What things? A group of angels taking care of a demon. Roswis. There's always a first time. Suzaku. Luck. The group just nodded and headed to another place, already far away. Issei saw the group again. Morana. Where are we going? Because if it's far away we can teleport if it's a place we've already been to. Issei. He may be known but he is not here. Lint. It will be another dungeon. Issei. No. Griselda. And then. Issei. I need answers and for that we will go to an alternate dimension. Gabriel. Why? Issei. You know how the leaders died not in war. Gabriel. Yes. Looking down as he remembered how his father was. Issei. My ancestor put an end to that war but died at the same time. Griselda. We'll go see him then. Issei. There are changes in that place and well the only thing I know is that a shadow sent it there. Lint. Why? Issei. So that the demons won't use his body in experiments. Turning around to open the portal seconds later he entered and then the girls. When they came out they were on the same island only uninhabited. Griselda. It's the same place, only more alone. Issei. We'll go to the underworld. Just that. Gabriel. Something's wrong. Issei. I don't know where exactly they died. Gabriel. I know. Even though many years have passed, he still hasn't forgotten it. Issei. You hate my family, right? Gabriel. That's how wars are. There will always be losses and you've shown me that you're a good person. Issei. Thank you. Seconds later a great light enveloped the group where they were teleported to the underworld. Once there, they walked a little until Issei stopped. Issei. You guys stay here, I'll continue like this. Gabriel. Be careful. He just nodded and continued on his way until he reached his destination. Once there, he saw a shadow in front of him. Issei. You are. Haidu. In the end my family continued to grow. Issei hearing that fell to his knees while lowering his head. Issei. I apologize to my ancestors for everything they've done. They left behind the family name that you cared so much for. Haidu. Get up and don't worry about it since I knew it was going to happen. Issei. What? Haidu. As you know, I had 2 children, right? Issei. Yes. Haidu. Over time I noticed that the younger one was changing. I put him aside for the war, but when I saw him in battle I noticed his thirst for blood. Before he could do anything, I was already on my last legs. Issei. How did you get here? Haidu. In my last minutes of life, I switched positions with a shadow that simultaneously took my appearance. I wanted to rest in a quiet place like here. Issei. I see. Haidu. You look a lot like my eldest son. Issei. Because he didn't have the surname Haidu, I've actually thought about it, but I haven't found any information about him. Haidu. He has my father's name. Issei. I understand but what can you tell me about the monarchs? Haidu. So the time has come, I was hoping they would stop. Issei. He has fought with them. Haidu. No. My father fought with them in the past. I'll tell you the truth, Issei, I was reborn in this world before dying at their hands. Issei. What? Haidu. My father's name was Jin-woo. He was the monarch of the shadows. At first he was an ordinary human, but he was given the opportunity to become strong, and he achieved it. After defeating all the monarchs he decided to have a quiet life with my mother Cha-hae-in. My real name is Sung Suho. Issei. Wow, I didn't expect this, honestly. Haidu. The monarchs have traveled through all dimensions recruiting their armies while absorbing their other selves to become stronger. I regained my memories when my father's system appreciated me. Issei. That's a lot of information. Haidu. I know, but you have to become stronger, that's why I gave you the dungeons so you can increase your power. But don't worry, my father's army is waiting for you. Issei. Where? Haidu. The system will tell you in due time. Don't worry. And sorry for putting this great burden on you. Issei. Don't worry, I'll do it for my new family. Haidu. I'm proud of you. Issei. May I ask you a question? Haidu. Tell me. Issei. I can love more than one person. Haidu. Ha, of course. Even if you don't believe it, my father was very popular, just like me. But we had women with great character and well, you have to get an idea. Issei. I see. Haidu. Be happy and take care of your family. I hope you live happily. Starting to disappear while giving a big smile to Issei where he reciprocated it. Half an hour later Issei returned to the group where upon seeing him they wanted to ask something, but at that moment in the distance they heard an explosion. Issei. I already remembered that right now we are at the moment where Loki attacked, it is better. It didn't end as Lin took out her silver wings to go into battle. Issei. The last thing I wanted was to summon myself. Morana. Don't worry, when I see her I'll give her her punishment. Issei. Let's go get her. The three blondes nodded and set off. When Issei and company arrived it was too late as Lint had summoned the two-headed dragon, causing great devastation while she laughed. Gabriel. How can she do that? Issei. It's my fault. When he went with me on that mission, I gave him permission to use it and I forgot to take it off. Letting out a sigh and noticing how everyone had a shocked face at what they were seeing. Especially Vali's group who was watching from afar. At that Issei snapped his fingers making the dragon disappear, causing Lint to stop laughing when she noticed that it disappeared more when she saw a series of looks from three blondes. All the group present was in shock upon seeing them plus a reincarnated angel. Issei. Lint. Upon hearing that serious voice, she tensed up and quickly went to him and knelt down while bowing several times. Lint. Forgive me, I wanted to fight. Issei. You know the trouble you've gotten us into. Lint. It's just that in the past I wanted to fight against him and well they forbade me. Issei. You will be forbidden from going on any more missions with me. Lint. All but that. Hugging Issei's legs with tears. Morana. That's nothing. Griselda. You deserve a better punishment. Lint. You should help me, we are friends. But you will help me, right lazy Gabriel? She just gave her a smile, giving the gray-haired girl hope, but it quickly disappeared when she shook her head. Before anyone else could speak a group of young people approached them. Irina. Gabriel Sama, what are you doing here? Gabriel. This one. Looking at Issei but he still had his gaze on Lint. Issei. Don't say anything since they will arrive in a few minutes. The young people, without understanding, wanted to ask, but seeing the group not saying anything, they waited. And just as Issei said, minutes later the leaders arrived, leaving Michael in shock when he saw his sister and her friends. Michael. Gabriel, what are you doing here? Issei. She's not your Gabriel. Michael. Who are you? Issei. Sung Jin-woo. Successor. That's a Korean name. Sung Jin-woo. That's right. Michael. But what are you doing here? You haven't answered me. Gabriel. I am from another dimension, that's all I can say. Azazel. That sounds interesting. How far back are they? At that Lint formed a smile that only her group noticed. Before they could stop her she turned around and gave them a serious look. Lint. We come 100 years into the future everything is a case. Those present opened their eyes wide upon hearing this. Auden. What? Lint. We lost Erizavum and that's why we came somewhere else so they wouldn't have our fate. Michael. That's true Gabriel. Gabriel. Obviously not, do you forget what Lint is like? Michael instantly gave himself a mental slap as he remembered how much of a joker he is. Issei. Scares that give pleasure. I was already getting scared thinking what had happened to me. Lint. Who you are, I don't know. Issei. What? Lint. I've never seen you. Issei. My name is Haidu Issei. The group was surprised to hear that name except for the black-haired man. Sona. From their expressions I can tell something bad happened to them. Issei. Am I dead? Tell me it's a lie and if so, tell me I'm not a virgin. Receiving a blow from Riaz for saying the last thing. Griselda. That's good. Looking at his partner waiting for an answer. Sung Jin-woo. He died. That news caused a great silence since they did not expect such a thing. Successor. How? Sung Jin-woo. My brothers killed him when I was a child. Issei was very close to me. Issei. How is that possible? Sung Jin-woo. I couldn't do anything, my brothers are demons and they wanted more power and to have it they had to kill him. Issei. Why me? Sung Jin-woo. Who knows? Successor. What kind of family is that? Sung Jin-woo. Who knows? Successor. Be more serious, don't you care what happened to your friend? Sung Jin-woo. You have to remember that my home is not the same as his. There is always a slight change, and as you can see, he is still alive. Issei. It's true. Rias. What happened to us, you should know, right? Lint. You will marry Sung Jin-woo's older brother just like Sona. Rias. Sona. What? Azazel. If so, who is the Secretary? Gabriel. Seriously, you ask that in this situation? Azazel. Your partner said there are no changes, and well, I'm curious. Gabriel. Same as always. Lint. Her name is Issei, and wow, she is very strong. She is just one step away from surpassing Drake at his peak. Nobody expected that, except Drake, who spoke up. Drake. How is that possible? Sung Jin-woo. I trained her. Azazel. What? Sung Jin-woo. I took her to a dangerous place and left her there alone. I didn't care if she died or lived. Rias. You're a monster for doing that. Marana. Don't say that. Sung Jin-woo. Leave her alone, I don't care. And the answer to your words is that when a person is in danger of death, they do everything they can to survive, and she did it. Michael. Gabriel, I don't see any good intentions from him. So tell me why you follow him. Gabriel, you really want to know? Michael. Yes. Gabriel. Because of you. Michael. Because me. Gabriel, you bet me in a battle alongside my companions as well as Penemu, Leviana Suzaku, Roswas Brunald, Ravel, Sikvarialasha, Iryuka and Roygun. Surziches. Why? Lint. Even if you don't believe it, you hate my leader because he's the cool one. He created his own faction, having the yokai and the vampires as allies. Sung Jin-woo. The last one is not yet confirmed. Lint. I trust that they will succeed. Michael. What kind of brother I am? Gabriel. I don't hate you because thanks to that I am free and I have fun every day with the rest. Issei. Dude, you're great. How about you train me too? Sung Jin-woo. I don't have time. Serafal. I noticed that you are very serious and with few feelings. Gabriel. I thought you would never talk. Serafal. I was analyzing and well. Sung Jin-woo. Nothing in this life is more important than having peace of mind and tranquility in your heart. Over time, you begin to understand many things. Surziches. You're too young to act like an adult. Sung Jin-woo. I had to grow up quickly so I could take care of my loved ones. Issei. I'll say it again, you're great. And how long will you stay? Sung Jin-woo. A few days since I need to rest to recover. Turning around to leave the place. Issei. You can stay at my house, it's very big. Sung Jin-woo. Better not. Issei. We were friends, maybe we have many things in common. Lint. Come on, it'll be fun. Sung Jin-woo, when you return, you will know the consequences. Lint. I thought you forgot. Sung Jin-woo, I never forget. And it's okay, I accept your offer and you guys. Gabriel, I'll go wherever you go. Griselda. True. Marana. Some peace and quiet. Sung Jin-woo. Okay. Minutes later the group returned to the human world where they went straight to the big mansion, although some were still surprised by everything that had happened. It was a new day, and Sung Jin-woo was putting the dishes on the table to the surprise of many. Issei. Wow, you're awesome. Sung Jin-woo. Please take a seat and enjoy it. The group just nodded and sat down at the large table which, to the surprise of many, was very good. Rias. Wow, this is very good. Who taught you? Sung Jin-woo. The circumstances of life. Issei. You're great. Irina. You admire him so much, ha 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 ha. Griselda. You are the same. Irina. Huh. Griselda. I'm saying it. Sung Jin-woo. It's not a secret ahead. Griselda. Let's say that Sung Jin-woo is like Irina's older brother since her family adopted him when he was little. Irina. Huh. Griselda. You are very attached to him, ha ha ha. Showing a hologram as she stuck to his leg, and as many laughed at the situation. Irina was red as a tomato from what she was seeing. Lint. Every day is fun with her and Issei. Issei. Who? Gabriel. She is the Secretary and she is the strongest I have ever seen. Issei. Wow. Sung Jin-woo. Please eat. Marana. Don't be so serious, act like always. Issei. It's not always like this. Gabriel. Of course not. He is always very kind, but as a leader he must act like that. Sung Jin-woo. You act very free now. Gabriel, it's better this way. Giving him a smile as he continued with the meal. The day passed and the young men left the place, leaving the group behind. Sung Jin-woo was going to take a seat on the sofa, but both Gabriel and Marana took him by his arms and dragged him to another place. Some time later they arrived at a room where Griselda and Lin put up multiple barriers in silence. Sung Jin-woo. What's happening and why the barriers? Gabriel. Ever since we left heaven and went to your faction we've felt strange. And the truth is you are unique. Sung Jin-woo. But what are they saying? Lint. Issei, you showed us how great you are, and little by little we fell in love with you. Griselda. Tell us Issei, have you been with any women before? Sung Jin-woo. No. Verona. Much better, haha. Sung Jin-woo. You girls are scaring me. Gabriel. Don't worry Issei, just enjoy it. Sung Jin-woo. They will fall if they do anything. Gabriel. We stopped being angels when we realized our feelings. Taking out her purple wings made of shadows which surprised Sung Jin-woo. Lint. We're not fallen if you're wondering. Let's just say we're your shadow angels. Verona. And on the white wings we used a spell. Sung Jin-woo. I see. But what will they do to me? Gabriel. We'll be the first. Poor Rina and Ichino say. While in another place the aforementioned ones out of nowhere felt very upset more with four angels. Sung Jin-woo was about to say something, but his nose bled when he saw the four of them change into bikiness. Gabriel. Tell me Issei, are you ready? Giving him a smile as she walked towards him. Before the black-haired man could respond, she jumped on him, just like the rest. Hours later the young demons were having dinner, and at the same time they were wondering where the others were. Some time later, four girls came out with big smiles, and the women noticed how they were shining brighter than usual. But behind them was a dark-haired man, all dry and pale, who was barely holding on to a stick. Sung Jin-woo. They say the kindest are the most dangerous, and now I confirm it. Falling to the ground leaving many wondering what happened. The next day Sung Jin-woo stood in a corner with a cross in his hand. Sung Jin-woo. Girls, stay away from me. What's wrong with you? I'm scared. Verona. Honey, don't exaggerate, okay? Sung Jin-woo. What's wrong with you? It's not you. Gabriel. I'll tell you that when we get back we won't have many opportunities to do it, so we have to enjoy it here. Sung Jin-woo. What? Lint. Every girl wants you, they just don't have the courage to make the first move. And since you're such an idiot when it comes to romance, you don't even realize it. Sung Jin-woo. Girls, I have to train. Griselda. It will be later now you have to train with us. Sung Jin-woo. No. Gabriel. The more you resist, the better it will be. Sung Jin-woo. What happened to those kind angels? Gabriel. Ani-sama was in charge of making them disappear, now we are different. Giving him one of his smiles that caused a shiver in the black-haired boy. Sung Jin-woo. Hey guys, how are you? The four of them instinctively turned around only to see no one. As they turned around they saw Sung Jin-woo's smile disappearing as he swapped places with one of his shadows. Sung Jin-woo found himself on an uninhabited island where he let out a sigh. After taking a few steps he felt a chill and slowly turned around to see three blondes and a silver-haired girl. Sung Jin-woo. What? Lint. We have your power and it wasn't difficult. Verona. You picked a good spot. Sung Jin-woo. I am your leader who ordered you to stop. Gabriel. Well, that won't be the case. Then tell me what kind of punishment you'll give us. Sung Jin-woo. I'm leaving. Running at full speed while the four followed him. Hours passed and once again Sung Jin-woo was in a corner. Gabriel. You have nowhere to go now. Sung Jin-woo. Please no. I have no energy left and where do you guys get so much energy from? Verona. Seeing your smile gives us energy. Sung Jin-woo. What a smile. Lint. Just enjoy it. Sung Jin-woo. Well, it won't be like that. Creating a portal behind them. Sung Jin-woo. It's time to go home. Pushing the four where he let out a sigh. Issei. I wish you luck. Hi to Issei. Entering the portal only to appear in the same place they left from. Issei. Well, we have a lot of things to do from now on. Lint. Goodbye fun, but there will be other times. Gabriel. That's true. So tell us, Issei, what the plan is now. Issei. Return to the faction. I will go train a little, the days are numbered from now on. They just nodded and were about to leave, but he spoke to them again. Issei. Don't say anything about all that, okay? Verona. Okay. Issei. Thanks, but later we'll talk more calmly about what will happen. They just smiled as they left for their new home. Issei on the other hand left to start his training. Days passed and everything was peaceful for Issei until he returned home. Just opening the door he couldn't help but open his eyes wide as he saw the four angels on their knees with their hands up. Issei. What's going on here? The rest upon hearing that voice saw Issei with a serious look where he had a bad feeling. More so when they saw traces of destruction everywhere. Brindled. As our friends told us, they had a good time. Issei. What are you talking about? Trembling a little as I had a bad feeling about what was to come. Ichino say. While we were working, you were having a good time. Issei hearing that voice looked to his right to see Ichino say sitting cross-legged while in her dragon form. Next to her was Irina while sharpening a sword. The black-haired man only gulped at the situation. Vesuvius. How many times? Issei. What a thing. Ravel. Don't play dumb, Issei-sama. Issei. In my defense, I was dragged along. Enemu. My dear Issei, do you think we are idiots? Issei. Enemu. You're stronger than them, you could very well knock them out or something else. Issei. I was weak. Ronald. And of course, they even modeled you. Something to say in their defense, angels. Gabriel. I don't regret anything. After all, it was his first time. Giving a big smile of satisfaction, instantly a dragon girl released her killing intent in Issei's direction. Broigun. Ha, this is going to be fun. Sikvaria. How are you going to fix this, Issei, because you don't have it easy? Issei, seeing everyone's penetrating gaze, looked everywhere looking for help until he saw his great friend. Sarerg. If you survive, I'll treat you to a beer for your achievements. Issei. Before I suffer I can say something. Ichino-sei. You still have time to go ahead. Issei let out a sigh and then stood up. Issei. See you next time. Opening the door and running at full speed while the girls also ran after him. Some launched multiple attacks to stop him, but Issei evaded them as best he could. More so when he saw how a large sphere of fire was going in his direction that was sent by Lefei. Issei. I shouldn't have given him that ring. I instantly hear several boosts from Ichino-sei. Issei. Hey, they're going too far. Ryuka. Just accept the punishment and everything will be over. Issei. I like my life alright. Irina. So if it's not by good means, it's by bad means. Throwing a whip that was his sword that Issei evaded. Sarerg was with his entourage and his mother watching the situation while having coffee. Once more. Sarerg. Please, this is going to be a long story short. Having a smile and seeing many explosions. Time passed and only explosions and some insults were heard going towards Issei. Lavinia. Give up, it doesn't matter if you run or hide, we will always find you. Issei. I expected it from Ichino-sei and Irina, but why are you? I have nothing special. Suzaku. Even though you act all serious, you are very kind and care about us. Kuroka. Just accept the punishment and let's go back to acting like before Issei Naya. Issei. I refuse, I still want to live. Ichino-sei. I'm tired already. Letting out a loud roar, he then began to change his appearance, taking on that of a dragon. Issei. God, I know you're dead, but if in the afterlife you hear these words, I'll just say that you're an idiot for making your daughter so kind. Seeing a big red dragon with a murderous look. Issei. Well, if it's not by good means, it will be by bad means. Since when did I lose respect in this place, or rather, since when am I insulted in my own home? Where behind him came Fenrir and Jormungandr. The girls, seeing that, became more serious and activated all their weapons and skills. Sikvaria. You have your army, but so do we and thank you for that. Summoning various shadows. Issei. I forgot, but it doesn't matter. It's time to teach them a lesson for treating me like that. Taking a step, a large shadow began to form behind him. Little by little, it began to emerge, becoming very large, leaving the girls in shock. Enemu? But what is that? Issei. I found it there, I hope you have fun with my friends. Summoning his generals as well. Vesuvius. I think we don't think things through very well. Issei. I'll just say one thing. Ichino-sei. What? Issei. Let the hell break loose. Sending his soldiers to attack. The girls let out a scream upon seeing this and then started attacking as well. Both Sarerg and company only put on a pair of glasses when seeing so many explosions and battles. Lint. Wow, cool. Sarerg. They are sure to be here. Lint. Of course, because of their anger, they will forget what happened before. Griselda. We forgot that there were dragons and necromantas. Warana. At least Yusaka and Kunu aren't there since they had to go to a meeting. Aberdal. I don't regret anything. The three of them nodded in confirmation to watch the battle. Time passed and some girls were on the ground and others on their knees from exhaustion. But Issei remained the same as always. Ichino-sei. I thought I would be the first. Issei. Everything happened so fast. Ichino-sei. All four of them fell so I can't hide it as multiple emotions came to them. But you were weak. Issei. I know. Ichino-sei. At least I can be the first to marry you. Irina. But I met him first, but you know it doesn't matter. Just being with him is enough. The others began to think and nodded as well. Issei. We were able to talk from the beginning, but not everyone was carried away by their emotions. Ronald. Issei understands that we are girls and that you are the first person we want. Lavinia. That's right. Before Issei could say anything, two blonde-haired girls took him by the arms. The shadows seeing this could do nothing to save their leader. Isaka. Good, since everything is resolved. Wagging his tails just like Kunu, Issei began to sweat cold when he saw that, even more when he saw the girl's smiles. Enemu? You're going to enjoy it like you can't imagine. Issei. We can talk about it. Isuius. Nope. Instantly everyone was teleported, leaving only the shadows. Seeing this, they just knelt down to encourage their leader. Seconds later Issei was in a corner, all scared even more when he saw that everyone was only left in lingerie. Ichino-sei. Something to say before we start. Looking at Issei with dragon eyes. Issei. It was a good life. Showing his stats to notice that he had 50 points. Issei thought. And I wanted to put them in other statistics, but I want to live. Putting all his points into resistance. Issei. Today is a great day to die. Walking slowly towards his most difficult battle. After a few days Issei found himself sitting in front of the lake as the night breeze passed by his face. Sererg. Wow, they finally let you go, hahaha. Issei. Better not make me remember. Sererg. You know you achieved what many dream of. Issei. Let's not talk about it. Sererg. Okay, tell me what the plan is now. Issei. Sererg, I want you and your team to go to Wales and destroy as much of Rhythms as you can. Sererg. I understand, but why the rush? Issei. When I went to investigate I found out some things, and also that time is limited. Sererg. How long are we talking about? Issei. They can come out of nowhere and we have to be prepared for that. As my commander I want you to be stronger than Amau. Sererg. Thanks to my power awakening, I assure you that I will go far. Extending his fist Issei collided with. Issei. Well, with all this resolved, I'll go, I have things to do. Sererg. You like to tease your women, don't you? Issei just stood up without saying anything, while Sererg just let out a sigh and then left. Later all the girls were happily having breakfast. This law. I hope it didn't mistreat Issei. Brindled. At the beginning we had control, but it didn't gain much energy. Ichino-sei. It doesn't matter since I'm finally connected with Issei. Gabriel. It shows. Lint. Speaking of which, where is Issei? I don't think he's still asleep. Sererg. He's gone. Girls. What? Sererg. I had work to do. Isaka. You know when he'll be back at least. Sererg. I'm sorry but I don't know. He just told me that me and my group have to go do some things. Bravel. And us. Sererg. Do whatever you want. Kuroka. Then I'll go train a little. Lefei. Me too, I have some spells in mind. Ichino-sei. I'll relax. Bravel. I'm going to the underworld. I have to talk to my mother. Ryuka. Me too. Successor. Then let's go together, I have things to do. Everyone made their plans and then left. Some time later, Successor found herself walking through the streets of the underworld looking for a gift for her beloved. Ren. Wow, but she's the Ice Queen. Successor, upon hearing that voice, didn't even bother to turn around, so she continued with her own thing. Ren, noticing this, got upset and took her hand. Ren. Don't you have any manners? Successor. Let me go. Kenji. Wow, you look more beautiful than ever. How about we merge our families? Bran. Now that I see you face to face, you're not so bad. Successor. I'd have to be mentally retarded to be with you. I was stupid in the past to listen to you, but now it's all different. Kenji. Your family would be happy to be with the sample, our honor is greater. Successor. Let me go now. Removing Ren's arm and taking a few steps back. Ren. You're not going anywhere. Snapping his fingers, instantly all the people on the street were scared out of their wits. Successor. You don't scare me, Haidu. Kenji. Just join me like before. Successor just frowned and before she could speak 2 people appeared. Beru. What's wrong with this tension? Mickey. Long time no see Successor, your family is fine. Successor. Yes and thanks for asking. Beru. I spoke to your parents and they are in favor of marrying you to my eldest son. Bran. That's very good news. Successor. I'm sorry but I refuse. Mickey. The council is in favor. Successor. I won't marry him, I only love Issei. Bran. Perhaps you wish to be punished before our wedding. Successor only noticed the smiles of the 4. Issei. Don't you get tired of bothering those close to me? The 5 of them, upon hearing that voice, turned around and Successor had a big smile upon seeing him there, without thinking she went towards him. Beru. I'm glad to see you. Issei. The feeling is not mutual. Mickey. You have tarnished the family name for too long. Issei. The last thing I want is trouble, but if you look for it, you will find it. Beru. You forget that I am someone who has fought hundreds of wars. Issei. Go now while I'm in the mood. Mickey. You need to be punished, brat. And when I'm done with you, she'll leave with us. Both Ren and Kenji created shadow wolves and Garu a dragon and Mickey about 3 soldiers. Issei. Come forth. Just by saying that, an army of shadows appeared behind him. The Haidu family, seeing such a thing, did not know what to say. Issei. Yes, warns, so be it, but you must be aware of the consequences. Garu. How did you get that power? Issei. Train. Ren. That power is mine. Kenji. Damn you, I'm going to kill you, and all that power will belong to me. Issei just let out a sigh as he closed his eyes. When he opened them, a screen was in front of him. Alert. Your mission is to humiliate the imposter family and set them free until they beg for mercy. Time. There is no time. Issei. Successor, don't get involved in this battle. Without saying anything, she nodded and took a few steps back. Instantly the Haidu family launched themselves against Issei, as did the Shadow Army. Issei just stood there waiting for who would be the first to reach him. Kenji. If it weren't for you, damn it, all those women would be mine. Issei. I never forced them to be with me. Kenji just got upset as he lunged at Issei, but Igris stopped him and grazed the black-haired man's chest with his sword, causing him to scream. Garu, seeing that, got upset and created 2 more dragons that he launched against Igris while he went against Issei. Garu. You forget who I am. I am the commander of the Mau, and if you do anything to me they will come after you. Besides, the factions are on our side. Issei just continued with his natural look. Garu, seeing that look, only got more upset and went against Issei. Minutes later the leaders arrived to be surprised to see the Haidu family fighting. Successor. What's going on here? Garu. That bastard attacked us in addition to entering our home and stealing our spells. That's why he has the courage to face us now. Bajuka. You've come a long way today. Successor, come here now. Successor. I won't do it, I turned my back on him in the past, I won't do such a stupid thing today. Successor. Haidu Issei, you better hand over what you stole and accept your punishment. If not, you will suffer the consequences. Issei. Don't mention each other. Azazel. Boy, if I'm honest, I don't like you, so you better accept your punishment. Michael. Give up and we won't get to the bad stuff. Auden. I do not wish for unnecessary wars. Shortly after came the personal exercise of each leader, with hundreds surrounding Issei. Ichino say. If war is what they want, then so be it. Everyone upon hearing that voice looked up to see the group of girls standing in a building. Michael. Gabriel, it's not time for games. Gabriel. Both my heart and my body belong to Issei. If he wants a war, one will support him. Bernald. I never thought I'd have to fight the old man, but it will be fun. Enemu. Maybe I'll get some of my frustration out today. Suzaku. It's time to punish my cousin a little. Successor. Don't you even think about your families. Ravel. Yes, but my family supports me, and if they do something to you, nothing good will come of it. Successor. Today Haidu Issei will be killed. Ichino say. In a nutshell. Who knew? A faction war will take place. Warning. Your main mission has been changed to prove why you are Sung Jin-woo's successor. The leaders were about to send their soldiers to fight. Isaka. If a war breaks out, I'll be on Issei's side. Successor. But you are in the alliance. Isaka. That's not true, I always had an alliance with the Shadow faction. I also support that faction. Some, upon hearing that voice, saw a blonde come out of an alley, causing several to be surprised to see her. Michael. Ilmenhold Sama, but why? Ilmenhold. I like them. Successor. They're really going to sacrifice a lot of soldiers just for that one. Ichino say. The one you're talking about has a name and his name is Issei. I won't let you insult him in my presence. Irina. And who says we're going to call the soldiers from the Yokai faction and the vampires? Hiroka. With us it's more than enough. Naya. Eru. Ha 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 ha, maybe they are stupid. Azazel. And to think that you were going to betray me. Penemu, we have fought together for so many years, and you will tell me that everything was forgotten. Penemu. You know I hate you for betting on me, but part of me is grateful because now I'm free and I found someone. Michael. Gabriel, father would be disappointed in you. Gabriel. That's a lie, once my father told me that if I found someone I loved I should follow them because that person would make me happy, and that's what I do. Ren. You're not leaving here alive today. Summoning his beasts and then attacking like the rest. Before Issei could speak, the girls also launched an attack, leaving only Isaka and Ilmenhold at his side. Issei. As far as I remember, it's not official yet. Ilmenhold. The Sekiryuite insisted on accepting the alliance. Issei. Sorry about that. Ilmenhold. It's good and it's an interesting group. Issei. Don't worry, if someone tries to touch her first they'll just have to go through my corpse. Ilmenhold saw his serious look and then formed a smile. Everything was destroyed in the city. Obviously Issei was in charge of getting all the civilians off the battlefield with the help of his soldiers. Elsewhere, Vali and company were watching the battle a little surprised since they thought they were allies. But when Vali saw Issei, he got upset because he remembered how she humiliated him in the past. Arthur, I have to go and kill that man for taking my sister. Vali, if I kill him, that woman will fall easily. Iku, ha, then let's go. Vali only activated his armor to attack faster than his companions. The Kendo was lying on the ground and then looked up to see her serious cousin. Suzaku, and I thought we would get along. The Kendo, if only you hadn't gone with those idiots. Suzaku, I don't like you calling them that. Throwing her away, she was about to go, but Tobio stood in front of her. Tobio, because you changed, you weren't like that. Suzaku, don't say anything and you'd better go somewhere else. Tobio, impossible. Lavinia, then he dies. Hearing that voice, she quickly turned around to evade her former companion's attack. The brothers did their best to get to Issei, but it was impossible because of the shadow soldiers. Air was upset to see Issei holding so much power in his hands. Surzic's, and where is your leader? Is he not going to defend his subordinates? Roigun, he doesn't deserve to be in front of people as weak as you. The Mayu, upon hearing such words, could not bear it any longer and released more of his power, sending some girls flying with his aura. Issei, so you're finally going to show some power and I thought you had none. Surzic's, they would die by my hands. Walking slowly while a red armor was forming. A shadow wanted to attack him, but when he was close it was destroyed. Morana, be careful. Sikvaria, his power is gigantic, this will not be so easy. Ali, Issei, you died today. Flying behind Issei but before touching him he flew away by Igris who used his sword to protect his master. Issei, wow, it's the white one, but unfortunately I'm busy. Bernald, Rasuis entertain him for me. They both nodded to go in Vali's direction. Issei, well, it's time for action. Greg, be careful, mate, he's strong. Issei, it's not for nothing that I've trained like crazy for this moment, it's time to use the last armor, partner. Greg, ha, and I thought you would use it against your beloved. Issei, I'll train harder to create another one. Greg, it's time for you to help me, ha. He just let out a sigh. Greg, destructive armor. Some upon hearing that name were surprised, more so Vali who was far away. Issei on the other hand just formed a smile, knowing that he had progressed again. Issei only took a few steps as the armor shrank and took on white and purple colors, as well as having dragon horns. Her blonde hair turned silver, everyone seeing her was surprised even more when they saw that she had a weapon. Issei, let's see what someone in the top 10 strongest is capable of. Moving at a great speed that Surzic's couldn't see. Seconds later he felt a great pain in his shoulder from Issei's weapon. Vali was very upset to see that he had once again been surpassed by his rival. Vali, Albion, how can I change to those armors? Albion, it's impossible, I don't know how they did it. All I can tell you is that she's a prodigy. Vali only gritted his teeth tighter upon hearing the word prodigy. Issei, what's wrong, Mau? Can't you show me more power? Surzic's, damn. Issei just smiled as she punched Surzic's in the face while her fist was engulfed in a red flame. Surzic's fell to the ground and screamed in pain as the pain was unbearable and with no other option he removed his burned cheek. Issei, today you look like a real demon, ha. Surzic's, damn you, how dare you. Seeing that Ravel was fighting not far from him, he just formed a smile to go against her, and when he was about to touch her, some purple flames stopped his path. Seconds later, both he and the rest were surprised to see a purple phoenix in the sky. Ravel. Thank you, Issei-sama. Remembering when the gift was given. Azazel. Where do these people get so much power? Enemu. If we want to be next to someone strong, obviously we have to be strong too. He gave him a punch in the stomach that knocked the wind out of Azazel. When he was about to fall, he kicked him, sending him flying along with some of his subordinates. Ilmenhold. How strong your group is. Issei. They trained a lot. At that a sword was brushing his cheek with Arthur standing behind him. Arthur. A few last words. Issei. Be careful. Arthur didn't understand what she meant until Kuroka put her hand on his shoulder and then pulled him away. Kuroka. Don't touch it. Arthur looked up to see his sister in front of him. Lefei. Leave the easy way or leave the hard way. Creating a fireball in his hands that became bigger thanks to the ring. Iku just extended his staff to stop Lefei, but Griselda deflected it with her sword. The battle continued until the Haidu family surrounded Issei. The girls were about to leave, but Issei stopped them. Issei. Okay, I'll take care of them from now on. Miki. Without them you are nothing, except using your power in the shadows. Kenji. Soon that power will be mine. Issei. We're just getting started. Issei released part of his aura and at the same time a sword. Alert. The mission to humiliate the imposters has begun. While everyone was fighting there was a place where 4 people were in front of a black-haired man. Ren. The biggest stupidity you did today was confronting us. Eru. A simple sword will not be able to defend you from us. Issei. The purpose for which I was born was for them. Miki. Obviously, for a clan to prosper there have to be sacrifices. And you were also the weakest in the family. Issei. I see. Instantly the 4 of them launched themselves at Issei along with their summons. Issei only raised his sword to deflect any attack from his family. Miki, being a great magician, launches several attacks from different sides, while Ren and Kenji were going to attack him from the sides and Garu from the front. Issei. Pathetic. Looking up with a serious expression. Issei. Arise. Instantly everyone felt everything start to shake, and from 1 second to the next, everyone stopped fighting when they saw a large dragon behind Issei. Eru. How is it possible that someone like you can summon such a monster? Issei just gave them a slight smile as a mask formed on his face. The leaders seeing this quickly understood who the new leader of the faction was. The 2 brothers just gritted their teeth in fury as they saw how powerful their younger brother was. The jealousy was very great as well as the desire to kill him. The girls were happy to see that Issei wasn't going to play with their family. Ichinose just formed a big smile and then let out a laugh. Ichinose. So this battle is about to come to an end. Partner, are you ready to finish? Greg. Whenever you want. Surziches just took a step back upon seeing the Sekiryute's big smile. Eru. How does someone like you have such power? You don't deserve it. Issei. In my hands I possess the will of all those who have died for people like you. Like your own brother. Eru only took a step back, but quickly recovered since if he let Issei continue talking everyone would know his secret. Issei just took off his mask to give her a smile, since that's what he wanted. While the dragons stopped the remaining 3, Issei had all the attacks from Garu who could T think straight due to his fury. Eru. I should have killed you when you were born. Issei. Well you didn't and look at the result. Raising his sword, Garu upon seeing Issei's eyes only felt a little fear, but instantly let out a great cry of pain, as Issei had cut off his arm. The other 3 along with the leaders upon seeing what happened, left their opponents aside and went against Issei. He just stood still while the archangels, cadres, mass, Asgardian gods went in all directions. The girls seeing that were about to go, but before they made a move a black pillar fell in front of Issei, where there was a large shadow on his knees. Alert. You have completed the necessary requirement, from now on you are worthy of having half of your army. Issei only formed a slight blush when he saw the shadow in front of him. What are your orders, young master? Issei showed a bit of surprise upon hearing that he could speak. Issei. What's your name? My name is Bellion, young master, from today on, my companions and I are going to take care of him. Issei just smiled, before Azazel could say anything he looked up to see thousands of shadows descending from the sky. Issei. Bellion, don't kill them. He just nodded to stand up and raise his sword and then lower it, giving the signal for them to attack. The leaders without hesitation sent all their soldiers to attack while they went to take care of Issei. The black-haired man, for his part, took a step forward while a black aura surrounded him and then cleared, everyone could see him in black armor. Instantly Issei launched himself at everyone, while the leaders were ready to use all their power to end the threat in front of them. Ilmenhold was very surprised at what she was seeing, since only one person was able to control a large army. He couldn't help but form a slight smile. Ilmenhold thought. My destined man. Joining the battle to give something of themselves too. Arthur. You're seriously planning to kill your own brother. Lefay. I don't want to, but if you want to hurt the person I love, I have no choice. I'm asking you to leave, yes. Arthur. I'll only go if you go with me. Lefay. Then I'm sorry. Behind them hundreds of magic circles were created that surprised Arthur. Zenobia. I never thought I'd have to fight you. Irina. No, that's not it. But that's how things are. I hope you don't take it too personally. Riaz. We have very strong beings on our side. Irina. And that's it. There's a reason our faction is called the Revenants, no matter how much they attack us we will always come back. Riaz only bothered to launch multiple attacks. Suzaku watched as his cousin was on his knees with multiple wounds. Suzaku. Stop cousin, I don't want to hurt you anymore. Ikeno. I don't want your pity. Suzaku. I don't want to hurt my own family. Ikeno. Well, I do. launching multiple lightning spells that Suzaku evaded or destroyed without much difficulty. Time passed and everything was chaos on the battlefield, to the frustration of the leaders. They just watched as their soldiers fell. Bellion. They are angels but they are weak. Michael. You were too, how is it possible I never saw you? Bellion. You are very weak. Hitting Michael so hard that he crashed into a building. Thor was attacking Issei by sending multiple attacks using his hammer, while also throwing lightning bolts. But Issei evades them at great speed and then makes many cuts to the Norse god. Thor just dropped the hammer and then fell to his knees. Odin. Thor. Seeing with his eyes how Issei ended his son's life, all annoyed he launched himself against Issei but was stopped by Igris. Issei only saw Thor's corpse for a few moments. Issei. Arise. Little by little a shadow enveloped Thor's body to see a man kneeling in front of Issei. Odin and company were in shock at what they had seen. Ren. That's your true power. Odin. How dare you do that to my son? Issei didn't say anything since there was no need to answer. Issei. Join the battle. Thor. As you wish. Standing up as multiple black rays fell to envelop him and change the style of the hammer. As time passed, there were many casualties on the part of the factions, and the leaders were very tired of so much fighting. They were frustrated to see that their enemies were as usual. Issei just closed his eyes to see that the mission had come to an end. He then turned around as his shadows bowed to him. He just walked among them just like the girls. Kenji. When I see you again I will kill you, I swear. Eru. This doesn't end here, Issei. Michael. Because of you my sister hates me. Azazel. You won't be saved next time, damn it. Issei just continued on his way while listening to their complaint. Seconds later he disappeared along with the girls and his army. Issei and company arrived at their house, but not before making all the shadows disappear. In doing so he fell to his knees where the girls went to him. Gabriel. Issei, what's wrong? Enemu. Something hurts you. Leisha. They hurt you. Issei. Just a little tired from using mana, but in a few minutes I'll be back to normal. Ilmenhold. From today on, no one will have a peaceful life. Issei. I know, and Ilmenhold, Yusaka and Kunu, I promise you that I will protect your factions. Since they could attack you. Yusaka. Don't worry, many are always on guard and if something happens they will call me. Ichino say. And if you dare, you will see the fury of a dragon. Issei. I know we should rest, but now is not the time. Brynhild. Why? Instantly a magic circle appeared, representing Saraerg and company. Saraerg. What's going on here? I see several people with some injuries. Issei. Saraerg, I am an enemy of the factions. You know what that means. Saraerg. I know, and don't take it seriously, I'll always watch your back. Issei. Thank you. Saraerg. I would like to ask what happened, but I will get straight to the point, and that is that I completed the mission. It was not that bad, really. Issei. I can imagine, but it's not time to rest. Standing up and walking to the courtyard, everyone followed him as they didn't know what he had in mind. Issei. We'll have to deal with the factions later. We have to finish off an enemy first. Ryuka. Who? Issei. Rizavam and company. One thing is the leaders and the Haidu, but another is that demon. Sikaria. He could take advantage of our problems and then attack us in the middle of battle. Issei. That's right. That's why from today on, our mission is to finish off Rizavam and company. Saraerg. I know it's important, but why rush now that you look a little tired? Issei. We have to get the battlefield ready. Some enemies that are very strong are about to arrive. Roigun. Not the ones you mentioned once. Issei. That's right. So form groups as you see fit and go after him. And don't worry, a shadow will guide you to every place that belongs to Rizavam. Irina. Don't tell me you're going alone, right? Issei. It's for the best. We have to do this now while the leaders are a little unwell. Taking several flasks from his inventory he gave them to his group who without hesitation took them to restore their strength. Issei. I wish you all luck. Disappearing from the place, the girls and Saraerg without hesitation also took their way since they wanted to help their beloved and friend. The leaders were in a hospital room, not very happy, with Surziches being the most upset by how Ichinose burned part of his face. Eru. That useless guy has more power than I thought. Azazel. To be honest, it has a very problematic power, I never thought it could bring the dead back again. Odin. If we leave him alive, he could be a great threat. Plus, I have to save Rasuis and Brunhild from his brainwashing. Michael. You're right, Gabriel is not like that. Surziches. For now we need more allies. Odin. I am close to Zeus, I will ask for a meeting for a future alliance. Surziches. Thank you. Azazel. I have a slight relationship with the Shinto pantheon. Surziches. He will die sooner or later. As the days went by, Azazel and Aten went to Olympus to speak with the Greek god Zeus. Issei for his part continued to destroy everything that had to do with Rizavum. Alert. You have leveled up. 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 Issei. Thanks to the girls, I'm leveling up faster and faster. Watching the stars with a slight smile. Issei. Thank you, I swear to protect them from every enemy. Continuing on his way, Rizavum threw a chair at a monitor. Elsewhere, as he was very upset to see his seats being destroyed. Rizavum. Who is doing this? We don't know, sir, no one is ever left alive. We assume they are the leaders. Rizavum. They are not smart enough to go there themselves. And they don't have such strong people on their side. But. Rizavum. Send more soldiers to the other bases. I don't want to see any more destruction. The soldiers just nodded and went to give the orders. Issei. You're hard to find, old man. Rizavum, hearing that voice, quickly turned around to see the blonde with a smile. Rizavum. Wow, but it's the Securite. Issei. You know you've been a pain in the ass all this time. Rizavum. I heard you belong to a new faction. I thought you would be under the leadership of the leaders like their faithful dog. Issei. Hahaha, you're good with jokes. But how about we start the fun? Rizavum. You are such an idiot to come with me. Your sacred gear won't work on me, in short, you are useless without it. Issei. Hahaha, you thought I would come without knowing such a thing. It's not for nothing that my beloved almost killed me, so that I wouldn't depend so much on such a thing. Twisting his fingers as his appearance changed into that of a dragon. Issei. How about we have some fun? Rizavum just formed a smile and then touched a button where the lights behind him turned on. Issei saw how there were several tubes that opened, releasing several evil dragons of great power. Rizavum. Unfortunately, I have to go. But don't worry, I'll leave you with some fun. Issei. I knew you would do such a thing. You are easy to predict, that's why I brought my friends. And don't worry, he's coming too. Instantly a group of girls entered with Sererg. Rizavum was very surprised to see so many beauties plus one he has long desired. Rizavum, you're saving me from not going to heaven, Gabriel. Don't worry, I'll treat you very well. Gabriel. Your evil deeds will come to an end, Rizavum, without you there will be some peace. Rizavum. I have many high-level evil dragons on my side. You guys won't be able to take them all down. Issei. You won't get out of here, Rizavum. The aforementioned looked up only to see Issei with a serious face, and Rizavum was shocked to see many shadows behind Issei. Rizavum. A very interesting power, first time I see a Haidu go this far. Issei. This is the last base you have. Rizavum. What nonsense are you talking about? I have many more. Issei. Right now they are being destroyed by my companions. Rizavum was about to answer, but he received many calls from his subordinates giving him the bad news. Issei. At least with your departure there will be a little peace. Rizavum. If they want to play, so be it. Alert. Finish the demon before the beast of the apocalypse is free. Alert. Kill the beast that will be released in 20 minutes. Alert. Leaders have more allies, you have to show who is a true leader. Issei. Rizavum, what you want is to buy time before the beast of the apocalypse comes out, right? Rizavum. How is that? Issei. I don't have time to play. It's time for you to die. Rizavum and his few allies launched an attack, as did Issei and company. Issei was in front of Rizavum where the older man had a smile since he knew he could win the battle. A few seconds later, Issei's group was surrounded by hundreds of demons, fallen angels, evil dragons, among other races. Rizavum. Something to say before I die. Issei. Arise. Thousands of soldiers surrounded Rizavum's group, who was in further shock at the sight of high-level creatures. Rizavum. How is that possible? Who the hell are you? Issei. Take care of him, I'll go somewhere else. Opening a dimensional gap to enter it and leave his group. Issei. No one leaves this place alive, especially that old man. Activating his armor to go on the attack just like his allies. Issei on the other hand was facing a large chimera. Issei. So you are the beast of the apocalypse. Alert. Kill the beast of the apocalypse, Trihixa, and join your ranks. Trihixa. I wasn't expecting visitors, I hope you don't disappoint me. Launching multiple attacks, which Issei evaded and then took out a pair of knives and launched himself at Trihixa, but not before bringing out his commanders to help him. Trihixa was a bit surprised but continued attacking while taking damage at the same time. Trihixa. Who are you, damned? Issei. Only someone who wants peace, and with your death that can be achieved. Taking out a great sword to do more damage to the beast, but Trihixa still kept attacking where she destroyed the shadows, but it was in vain since they came back as if nothing had happened. Trihixa. because these things don't die. Issei. As long as I'm alive, my allies will never fall. Moving quickly to continue attacking, on. The other side was a complete destruction by the Revenant faction, who were finishing off Rizavum's soldiers. The silver-haired man was a little surprised by everyone's great power, but he still continued to attack those who possessed sacred gear. Issei. Damn, I can't get close to that old man. Sererg. I'll take care of it. Issei. Fine, but you know. Sererg. Yes, I know. Clenching his fists to go against Rizavum, who instantly activated a barrier, but it was of little use as he flew out from the blow. Sererg. I'm glad I trained for these moments. Going towards Rizavum, who launched multiple attacks, but Sererg evaded them without much difficulty. Irina. Come on girls, no one should get out alive. Isaka. Where did Issei go? Gabriel. We don't know, but he gave us a mission and we have to fulfill it. Enemu. Just like old times, sister. Gabriel. Let's go. Both of them launched an attack, combining several of their skills to finish off the enemy more quickly. In Trihexa prison, the Chimera could be seen with only 2 heads and was tired. Issei. You have to die for a safer future. Trihexa. I will not die at the hands of a demon. Issei. You have no choice. Raising his hand and then lowering it, causing his generals to go against Trihexa and destroy him completely. Minutes later, Issei stood in front of the beast with his usual gaze. Issei. Arise. Having a slight smile as he watched the shadow stand in front of him while bowing. Issei. You are the last of my team, I hope for your help in the future. Receiving only a roar and then disappearing like the others. Issei took a few steps to get out of the gap and thus be able to help his companions. When he went out, all he saw was great destruction on the part of his people and how Issei was putting an end to an evil dragon. Issei. How are things going? Successor. 90% of the enemy is finished. Issei. And Rizavum. Leisha. Right now he's fighting Sererg. Issei. I understand, you guys continue with your thing. They both just nodded while Issei just disappeared, leaving a shadow in his place. Upon reaching his destination, Rizavum came back with some injuries but not fatal. Issei. It's all over now. Rizavum. What do you mean while I? Issei. Arise. Summoning Trihexa, causing Rizavum to fall to the ground as he felt that great power behind Issei. Rizavum. What kind of power do you have? Issei. Finish him off. Turning to leave, Sererg only followed him as the signal that the battle had come to an end. Later the entire group was gathered at their home awaiting Issei's new instructions. Lefei. What will happen now? Issei. We have to stop the leaders from bothering us again. I don't have time to play around. Brynhild. There is only one option. Rasuis. Which one? Brynhild. Finish them off as well as Rizavum. Issei. If we kill the leaders, the only thing we'll achieve is that all their citizens will attack us. Griselda. It wouldn't be a problem, but killing so many innocent people who only follow their leaders is something else. Issei. That's right. Issei. So what do we do? Those idiots won't just sit back and do nothing about what happened recently. Issei just stood up to walk to the door, the others looked at him with curiosity, so they just followed him only to see him standing on the grass. Issei. We won't kill anyone else, but they won't attack us again either. Sererg. How will we do that? Issei. Guys, form groups and go to the factions, don't worry, they will go with you. Summoning his strongest soldiers. Rasuis of Fenrir, Jormungandran Thor, as well as the Beast of the Apocalypse, which gave her a bit of the chills. Issei. You won't be alone. Brynhild. You know that if the 2 of them go to Asgard it would be like the sign of Ragnarok. Issei. Only leave your best men injured, unnecessary deaths are not necessary. Ravel. What will you do? Issei. I have something to do, but this will be our last battle. Giving a smile to your group. Issei. Issei, they're already close, right? If so, let me fight by your side. Issei. I'm sorry but no. Issei. You think I'm still weak? Issei. Otherwise you are very strong, but among these enemies there is someone who could make you suffer a lot on the dragon side. Better help your companions. Issei. Even so. Issei. Please. Making a bow that surprised everyone since they could not imagine how strong that enemy could be for them not to be able to go with him. Issei just let out a sigh to take a few steps and grab Issei by the face. Issei. We'll listen to you, but you have to come back. We'll give you a week to finish them off. And don't worry, we'll finish quickly, and when you come back we'll have a barbecue, okay? Issei. I understand. Hiroka. But you don't need to give us your best men, you'll need them more. Just leave some soldiers. Issei. We are strong, we don't need bodyguards. Issei. If that's what you want, that's fine. Making the elite disappear to leave them for the second highest ranking. Each woman approached Issei to give him a hug and a goodbye kiss. Sarerg stood in front of his friend with a slight smile, as he could only see a weak child. Issei, who was in the same way, only extended his fist. Issei. Good luck, Commander. Sarerg. I say the same, sir. They both burst out laughing and then walked past each other and headed off to their battles. The group of girls along with Sarerg were ready for combat, although most were restless. Ichino say. I don't know what we're doing here. We should be together with Issei so we can help him with his battle. Irina. That's what he wanted and there's nothing that can be done. Gabriel. We have to finish this quickly and then look for him. Enemu. Then it's time for action. We won't be seeing each other for a while, so I wish you all luck. Sarerg. If you need help, don't hesitate to call, remember we are a family. Everyone nodded and headed off to battle. On the other side, Issei was coming out of the portal where he saw in front of him, and how many cracks were coming out open. Issei. I wish you girls luck in your battles. Instantly the cracks were destroyed, causing thousands to emerge from them, led by 7 people. What a great welcome. Issei. They came uninvited, so I had to come in person. I never thought I'd see that unpleasant face again in my life, but it doesn't matter with you, I'm going to take out everything that idiot Sung Jin-woo did. Issei. Unfortunately that will not happen, and I will not let you insult my ancestors' legacy. Having a serious expression as his soldiers emerged around him. I want him dead. Instantly everyone launched an attack, starting the war. Meanwhile in the factions everyone was giving their all, except the leaders. Azazel. I didn't want to do such a thing, but in the end I had no other choice. Lavinia. Aha, of course. Anyway, we have to finish this battle. There are better things to do. Ichino say. Everyone die. Taking his dragon form to attack with greater speed to leave quickly and be able to support Issei. Everything was just another disaster in Asgard, where most of the inhabitants were scared at the sight of the great beasts. The civilians were more scared as they thought their lives were coming to an end. Brynhild. Come on, old man, give up and we'll avoid unnecessary deaths. Besides, most of them are very scared. Odin. I don't have that option. If the prophecy says that I will die at his hands, I have no choice but to give my all to change it. Rasuis. Sorry about this and thank you for everything you did for me. Raising his hand, signaling that both creatures will launch an attack. Isaka. Help the injured, don't let anyone enter our home. Kunu. I'll go to the front, if we let them surround us we're done for. Isaka. Be careful, Irina and Lefei are on their way. Kunu. Good. Going to the attack. The other side, Issei was fighting with everything he had against the monarchs, and it was difficult for him because they were very strong. Issei thought. This won't be easy. Receiving a wound in a part of his abdomen. Antares. Tell me, do you remember my son Jin-woo? Issei. I will only remember your dead face, so get out of here. Giving a treat to the Dragon King that only managed to annoy him. His companions went with greater fury against Issei, attacking him from all sides without the chance for him to defend himself. Issei. If my ancestor gave you the beating of your life, I can do it too. Changing his appearance by causing his hair to grow and form armor. Without hesitation he went on the attack, giving his all. Ichino say. Damn it, Surziches, don't you learn from your mistakes? I already gave you the beating of your life and you still want more. Just like those idiots. Ren. Rot, woman. I'll kill you, and then I'll go after that idiot who's only hiding under your skirt. Irina. This idiot. Kenji. Let's finish this. Summoning his wolves, which he sent to attack, he then launched himself. Ichino say. You're retarded. Releasing part of his aura, making the summons disappear and sending Kenji flying. Ichino say thought. Just wait, Issei, I'll finish off these idiots, then we'll go with you. Issei for his part was lying on the ground with multiple wounds, and most of his soldiers were killed. Iron. You will die eventually. Picking him in the ribs, he was sent flying, leaving him embedded in the wall. But then the monarch of insects grabbed him by the hair. Puresha. You're still cute, it's a shame you decided to take that stupid path. Throwing it into the air and then one of the dragons sending it flying. Issei for his part was slowly about to close his eyes. Alert. User is in critical condition, conditions have been activated. Issei. I don't understand. Closing his eyes, when he opened them he was in a blank space, he took a few steps. The truth is I didn't want anyone to come to this place. Issei, upon hearing that voice, quickly turned around to be surprised and see his leader. Issei. You are. Sung Jin-woo, nice to meet you, Issei. It's because of me that you're going through all this. Issei. Of course not. Sung Jin-woo. I left a part of myself in that system that took me a while to understand. When someone was about to die, they would come to me and well, here you are. Issei. I failed him, the family is not the same. Sung Jin-woo. Power drives people crazy. That's why I made arrangements for that system. In my previous world, I took care of erasing all those skills and monsters so that people could have a peaceful life, but in the end, peace came to an end. Issei. They are strong, I can't do it. Sung Jin-woo. Yes, you can, Issei, and you know why you can, and it's because there are people waiting for you. There are people who are worried about you. You should do your part to be able to be with them. Issei. I know. Sung Jin-woo. Try to be more expressive. It took me a while, but in the end I was happy with my wife. Issei. Thank you very much for your words. Sung Jin-woo. Be strong, Issei, in the end we all have our rewards. Beginning to disappear while giving Issei a smile. Some time later, the black-haired man opened his eyes where he suddenly released his power, alerting the monarchs who without hesitation went to finish Issei off. Frost. Because you don't die, damn it. Going against Issei, but he was faster, cutting off his head with his 2 new daggers. Alert. New mission. It's time to end everything. Issei. Come on, the fight is just starting. Going against the monarchs, he achieved his goal, which was to make them angry. In the other battle most of the girls were wounded but alive. Lint. And well, we find Issei. Enemu? I have no idea. Successor. And how are we going to help him, besides the fact that the soldiers disappeared? Issei. We have to find a way, otherwise. But at that moment a crack opened revealing an Issei. The leaders who were all injured looked up. The brothers who were about to die only gritted their teeth in frustration for not having finished off Issei. Issei. Then all. Issei. Everything is over, but it's time to say goodbye. The truth is that I always hated wars and this world has many, so I will do the same as my ancestor did. Looking at the panel that said reboot. Bravo. What is he saying? Issei. They'll have a good life. I hope we'll see each other on the other side. Giving all the girls a smile. They then accepted, causing a great light to envelop everyone. Some time had passed and everything was normal now that Issei changed everyone's fate. Since there were no more wars for who was more powerful. The black-haired boy was leaving school now that he had the opportunity to do so and was completely alone, since he didn't want to be with the Haidu family again. Issei. This is better than the past. Walking through the streets with a slight smile, but also with the moments he spent with the girls and his great friend coming to mind from time to time. He put that aside and continued on his way to get some coffee so he could clear his mind. Later I was watching through the window as it started to rain. Sorry, the other chair is taken, the place is full. Issei. Don't go ahead. Thank you. Taking a seat where a great silence formed. To be honest, I don't really like silence, so we can talk. My name is Issei. Issei. Issei, nice to meet you. Issei. You're not from around here, are you? Issei. That's right. I'm coming to visit. Issei. And what do you think? Issei. I had already come in the past, at that time I met a girl who was fun. Issei. What happened to her? Issei. We move on with our lives, I guess she's happy now just like other people. Issei. That's too bad, but if you love her you should go with her. Plus you're handsome. I wouldn't let you go. Issei. Thank you for those words. Standing up to give her a smile before leaving. Issei felt a pang in her heart that she didn't understand why. Issei continued on his way as he looked through some panels, as some of the girls became famous for both their talent and beauty. Issei. It was to be seen. Wanting to take a step but was stopped as someone was holding his jacket. Issei. Something's wrong, miss. Issei. You're a fool. Issei. Excuse me. Issei. Why did you leave us? Do you not love us anymore? Issei. What does it mean? Issei. Don't play dumb, we've been through a lot together, just like everyone else, and out of nowhere you leave us alone. Issei. So you remember now. Issei. That's why I felt like something was missing in my life, and that was you. Don't go, okay? Hugging Issei, he could only reciprocate his hug that lasted several minutes. Issei. It's better now. Issei. A little more, yes. Issei. Act normal, you're not the same as before. Issei. I know, but what happened then? Issei. Erase magic and all that. Issei. I understand, and what happened to Drake? Issei. He's human and runs a company, so you have to imagine who his business rival is. Issei. Ha 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 ha, those two never change, but what about the others? Issei. They have a good life. Issei. You're not going to look for them. Issei. It's better this way. Being with me they can suffer. Issei. You're such an idiot, but that's what makes you great. Anyway, I don't want to break up with you, but I have things to do. See you later, okay? Issei. See you later. Watching as Ichinose ran away from the place with a smile. The days passed and Issei was at the academy. Sererg. Hey Issei, don't you really want to join the fighting club? It will be fun. Issei. I don't like fighting, that's your thing. Sererg. Hahaha, you are boring. Issei. They tell me that a lot. Sererg. Well, see you later, I have to go train. Issei. Goodbye. Taking his things to go to the house but stopped his step as he felt many people inside. He opened the door only to drop his backpack as he saw a group of girls talking casually. Irina. Issei, you came back. Issei. What does this mean? Ichinose. It wasn't easy, I had to travel a lot and… MONARCHS. She may seem like a stalker, but in the end her work paid off and made us remember a slight part of what happened. Issei. I just wanted something better for you guys. Gabriel. And you thought that by moving away from us we would be better. I always felt that something was missing, and in the end it was you. Successor. Help us remember your… Issei. Okay. Raising his hand to create a sphere that he destroyed, causing all the girls present to recover all their memories. Isaka. Wow. Issei. I can also return their powers, although I can only turn Ichinose into a dragon because the sacred gear no longer exists. Ichinose. It will be boring if you don't torture Drake, but it doesn't matter. Issei. Do you really want to return to that life? Lint. Issei, I love that life with you more. Ronald. Let's get to action. Kunu. There is no turning back. Roigun. Although there is no longer a rating game, the adventures with him will be even more fun. Ryuka. What plans do you have, Issei? Ravel. He must have it, right? Morana. You have nothing, right? Suzaku. I really like a world without magic, since now my family is united. Ichinose. Speaking of family, what happened to yours? Issei left you both half dead last time. Issei. They are in Japan, although they still have the same attitude, only now without power. Kuroka. Shirin is in another academy, although now it's rare that we're together after everything that happened. Lefei. I say the same thing. Issei. You guys can go on with your lives as if nothing happened. Griselda. You know, many years have passed since we had to live again from our childhood, and now we want something from you. Issei. What a thing. Isaka. You know, Issei, don't play dumb. Rasuis. It will be fun like old times. They all walked towards Issei with a smile. He for his part took steps back until he crashed into the wall. Issei. We can talk about it. Girls. We want a child. Issei. Help. Wanting to leave in a doorway but was stopped by the girls and then dragged into the room. Time passed and now Issei had dates with girls, although sometimes it had to be secret since some were famous. Plus he gave them back their power because he wanted them to be together forever. Issei. My plan was to see them happy. Ichinose. Without you by our side, perhaps that would never have happened. Successor. That's right. So what's the plan now? Issei. Travel. Even though there is no more magic here, there will always be someone from another place who wants to destroy for fun. Rasuis. We will leave. Issei. That's right. There's a lot to do. Lint. We can go to another alternate dimension. Last time it was fun to see their reaction like everything was the end, only this time it's true. Isaka. A place to rest doesn't sound bad either. Issei. All in good time. Irina. We experienced so many bad things, but in the end everything ended and now we are together and happy. Lavinia. Those were the days, but I'm glad they're over. No more factions and wars. Issei. Well, it's time for us to go home with a few last words. Gabriel. I hope my brothers are happy, that's all I can tell them. MONARCHS. Nothing to report, it was fun. Ichinose. Let's go, we have to look for action. Isaka. Same as always, just looking for trouble. Issei just took a step where a shadow came out, being a large dragon with several heads, being the apocalypse beast. Issei. Come on, we have a lot of things to do. They gave him a smile which he returned. That's it guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. With that, take care.